Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is somebody who's only been with us for a couple of months now. Could be a few months, actually, now that I think about it. But this creator has just come into the Tuber Chat family with an over-the-top sense of generosity, both for this channel and for other creators. I certainly do appreciate it. They gifted 5 memberships before we even started. So thank you for that. And they've done that kind of thing a dozen times, if not 100 already. And I certainly do appreciate it. I know the recipients will be happy to have those gifted memberships, so thank you for that. It's not that we put necessarily, I'd like to think, a lot of focus on that kind of thing here in Tuber Chat, and these live streams, super chats, membership gifts, and things like that are absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated when they do happen, but everybody has the chance to be on the wheel, on the screen, and really the magic here happens in the chat anyway. It doesn't seem like it, but the least important parts of what we're doing here are having the channels on the screen and me talking about them. It's something that we do for 3 hours, and I will promote channels. I will talk about the things I've learned about the content and the creators, but everybody has the chance. It does not rely on super chats and memberships, and over the course of the next 3 hours, I will add names to the wheel from the chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. We'll get to as many channels as we can in the next 3 hours. I do put members and moderators onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and we do put gifted membership or membership gifters, pardon me, and super chatters onto the screen in order when those things happen. And then we will continue on the way that we always do. And then, yeah, Mac movement, there's actually quite a few glitches again. Every time we see glitches of any kind on YouTube in abundance, like when you talk to a few other people and they're like, yeah, I noticed a couple weird things, it means likely new features are coming. I noticed something today that I believe I was seeing for the first time, which is the ability to live translate our chat messages. So on most channels, that's probably a great benefit if you're doing a premiere or a live stream, so that people in other languages, or people with other languages being there first, would be able to translate everything everybody's saying in the chat with hopefully some level of accuracy, and then be able to participate in chats where they otherwise would not. Here in Tuber Chat, everything we're going to do is going to be in English, so I don't know how helpful it will be to anybody that is trying to translate. But we'll see. We'll see over time. So I've got the feature off, but that's an example. There's other features. I've heard lots of channels talking about getting demonetized recently for different reasons, and there's other things going on as well. But I'm always happy to hear about that kind of thing. If anybody wants to reach out, I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, and Twitter some of the time as well. I always appreciate anything anybody has to share, both positive and negative. And we'll get into channels right now. We'll try to move a little bit faster. Tim Mitchell's been using the translate. So I would have, the last time I set Tuber Chat live streams in advance was probably 3 weeks ago, because I tried to do them in advance, 2.5, 3 weeks, and I didn't remember seeing that when I did them the last round. But I set up the next 4 streams today, so that's when I noticed it. But a lot of things that come out for YouTube don't come out for everybody all at once. Often they give them to a specific list of creators, sometimes in different countries, sometimes with higher subscriber counts and things like that, and then eventually they roll it out to everybody. But that's not universally true about updates. So we'll see as time goes on. But again, I always appreciate everything everybody has to contribute when it's thinking about letting each other know about the things we're noticing on YouTube. So, Blonde Traveling Gypsy up here right now. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. They take us on the road quite a bit, but I did watch one of their videos the other day, and I was looking forward to this one. I made a point to sit and watch this one, where they're actually outdoors making a wonderful hearty breakfast. And I went through this video. Breakfast is one of my favorite things, even if it's breakfast for dinner, for instance. But they did a great job here. And what a wonderful thing to be able to cook right in the fresh air in the outdoors. So that's just one example of some of the things they're doing here. But when you look at the About section, they give us quite a bit of information, letting us know what we're going to expect. They're traveling around quite a bit and bringing us everywhere that they go. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 5,500, 7,700 views, which is great to see, and they've got plenty of them here. And then live streams on the channel as well. I might have caught you a week and a half ago. I'm hoping I can catch another one of these soon enough. I've got notification bells on for every single channel. That gives us the best chance of catching each other for as much content as possible, of course. And then, thank you everybody for coming in. We've got an overwhelming beginning, as usual, and I certainly do appreciate it, but we'll get to some introductions in a second. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. As a matter of fact, Blonde Travel and Gypsy just mentioned that they might be driving and listening right now. So thank you again for those gifted memberships. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course. I know the recipients will be happy to have them. Greenland Quilter Katie came in right after and dropped a gifted membership as well. This creator is actually headed to Denmark next month. So we're going to have a lot of travel footage from this creator. And with any hope, a few live streams, they've let us know they're actually about 6 hours ahead of Eastern when they're over there, but we'll see what they're going to come up with. So 7 Minutes with Cheryl is here. John Lucas is in the house. Oki's Eden. Those two are both on the wheel already. The Real Martin Mark Miller has got a new channel, so thank you for coming in with that. Fuzzy Adventures is here. Tim Mitchell, I think I mentioned earlier. Matt and Mouse was early in the door with Van Lot. Mom of Three Boys is also here, and a couple of our beloved and dedicated moderators, Scratching PPA, of course, and Just Jason Keto up at the top of the wheel. We've also seen Crafty Witch 232. She has a birthday coming up in a few days. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Mac Movement's been here for a while. JD Knight 7, or 780. That is Jeremy D-Day with his original channel. He's been a friend of mine for almost 7 years now. JGP Jr., good to see you in the house. And Rushing Wind Mountain just did you do a live stream yesterday? Am I thinking a live stream or a premiere? I think it was a live stream. But Russian Wind Mountain's putting out content all the time. Yeah, hopefully everybody will be patient with each other. We never know who's on a phone. Sometimes people can mention it, but a lot of people sometimes are, trying to do what we're doing here and saying hello to everybody. We don't always know every single creator's first name on every single channel. It could be tough to catch everybody. But if you're in anybody's premiere, live stream, live chat, and especially here in Superchat, I hope everybody will be patient. If somebody misses you, they don't mean to. Everybody's doing as much as they can to meet as many friends as possible during the time that we're here, and we will be here approximately 3 times a week or every 3 days or so. So Greenland Quilter Katie, hopefully everybody will connect with this creator. She's got another couple of videos here. I came to know when this creator started coming into the Superchat family after about a year and a half ago, that they have a podcast going on that channel. They keep that going today. They bring us beautiful views around Greenland occasionally, and they actually did a whole series of these right around the time they were coming into the Superchat family. Sometimes they do different series of videos thinking about what different things they can do for their audience, and sometimes they give us help with our YouTube channel as well. As they continue to learn, they continue to help others. And then I see they've got even another episode of that podcast here. So I'm going to put one of these into a special playlist I have. I call it my catch-up list. It's a fun name for a playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. And then Greenland Quilter Katie's got some shorts over here as well, featuring some of the beautiful things that they're making, but also more beautiful views around Greenland. Of course, they can show us all 4 seasons. Some of these shorts have done really well, getting into the thousands of views. And then live streams on the channel. channel as well. So they've got a live stream coming up. That's tomorrow. We'll be looking forward to that. I might be able to catch that one. I've got a work day that should be ending right around that time tomorrow. And then when we look at this creator, we see that they're streaming all the time. And they've usually got a panel full of guests as well, creating and quilting and doing all the different types of crafty things that their friends do and having great conversations while they're doing that. So I always have a good time when I'm there. Hopefully everybody will connect with Greenland Quilter Katie, obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And thank you again for another gifted membership. Both Greenland Quilter Katie and Blonde Travel and Gypsy have done this tons and tons and tons of times already, and I certainly do appreciate it. I know the recipients will be happy to have those. Santa Fred, New York, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Simply Debbie Sue is also here. And more to see. M&J is in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel right now. You'll notice I added an extra section onto the wheel, so I'm going to spin right now, and I'll talk about that in a second. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. I couldn't have imagined the chances of that coming up right away. It says connecting to iPhone 11, but it's actually my new iPhone 17e. So I don't know why I'm having trouble there, but we'll see if I can get this thing hooked up. And the section that I put on the wheel there says hype, and the idea is that I'm going to try to, if it's going to work, show everybody how to hype videos, because I've been forgetting to do it for the last few streams. And I've been meaning to show everybody, because it's another great way that we can promote each other's videos for free. Susan, High Country, Australia, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then, oh, now I'm having trouble. I don't know what to think about that. Try firing it up one more time here. I might have to abandon my plan. Technical difficulties, unexpected, of course. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi enabled. Yeah, see, I updated my phone, so I don't know what the problem is. Okay, forgive me, everybody. I meant to do something fun today. We can't do it. Suck the fun right out of the live stream today. And then we'll try to do that. We'll try to do that the next time around. In the meantime, I see that Crafty Witch 232 is dropping a super chat. Word up to you as well, Andy. And let's see what this creator's got going on for today. 5 days from now, they got a birthday coming up. I just saw their thumbnail, as a matter of fact. It came up recommended for me. There it is right there. And I've already got my notification on for this. So they're going to be on at 8 p.m. on the 16th. I don't think we're streaming on the 16th, are we? Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to stream on that day, but we will be able to catch them. So that's on Saturday, and hopefully everybody will set their reminders. Like I said, I've got my notification on already. Pardon me. We set notifications for everything we see, premieres and live streams, even though we have the notification bell on for the channel. Again, in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. And then, no, sorry, Van Lot, you can only hype on a phone. And forgive me, everybody, I reset the computer before we started and everything else, but I haven't tried it on my new iPhone yet. I literally just upgraded that the other day, and that'd be the first time. So I'll try to get that working in the background and have it ready for the next stream. But it's something you can do on your phone. You have the ability to hype 3 videos per week for free, and they have to be less than a week old. So basically what happens is you're on your phone, and where you see all the buttons for sharing and promoting and things like that, you'll see their hype button. And most creators have that available. Not everyone. If you have a brand account, it might not be there, but most creators have it, and it's something fun to play with. So just an idea. Foraging and urban farming. Good to see you here. Fuzzy Adventures. That's New Times, New Beginnings with another channel. And we'll get talking about what Andy's doing on their channel. You notice they stream almost every single day. As a matter of fact, they do all kinds of crafting. I'll talk about it in a quick second. And John Lucas says they're a great supporter, but they certainly are. Andy's been with us for a while now. I don't think it's... I'm gonna forget how long it's been right now. See, the earliest video says 1 year, but that means it could be up to 2 years. And I think it's got to be getting around that point by now if it hasn't already passed, because Crafty Witch 232 is one of the fastest growing channels that we've seen in the Tuber Chat family. They've got over 5,500 subscribers now in barely over a year. And I believe that the biggest reasons are that this creator's out every single day. I run into them probably every day in somebody else's premiere or live stream, sometimes more than one. They're here with us in Tuber Chat frequently. But as you can see, people are vouching for them. They're a great supporter. They're a great supporter, which is absolutely true. And there's another piece of magic here. These live streams, most of them are vertical live streams. Look at the view counts on some of these, right? They're on for a couple of hours, but they're getting into like 1,000 views. And some of them even more. Some of them get into the thousands, depending on how long they're on and this and that. When you read from the About section, you get an idea. They do cross-stitch, crochet, 3D printing, jewelry making, perler beads, and more sewing. And then this creator's gotten into a lot more shorts lately as well. When we look at some of these, you see a lot of the pop culture references. I see they've got a new video here, the crochet blanket reveal. Got 3,400 views already, which is great. It might still be climbing. And then they've got a couple at 10,000 and 14,000 as well. Once in a while, they'll do something a little bit different. They'll bring a friend on screen, or they'll collaborate with somebody else. I've even seen them play a video game once on their channel. So hopefully everybody will connect with Crafty Witch 232. Thank you again for the super chat. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course. They've done that kind of thing many times before. And Points Blank Experience, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft is also here. Hala is in the house. Hala is an incredible supporter. They were right up there with Scratch and PPA on the last couple of streams. I'm just going to get them onto the wheel right now. But Tim Mitchell has got a few channels for us to look at, and we'll talk about those in a second. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Jane Living Skies Color Creative is, I believe, looking for watch hours right now, so they'll be willing to swap playlists. I know that almost certainly. And then Traveling Whitcombs, good to see you here. I don't mean to miss anybody in the chat, by the way. As long as everybody's still active in the chat, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. Sunny Side Up, I know you're here from the beginning, so thank you for that. Yes, lots of people have lots of things to do. I appreciate every moment everybody can spend, even if you're just coming by to say hello. If you're running the stream in the background while you're driving, while you're eating, while you're working, we got friends that do all those things. And I certainly do appreciate every moment. The thumbs up, of course, really help. The shares, probably the #1 thing we can do for each other, sharing on the YouTube community tab and other social networks like Reddit and X and Facebook and everywhere else we like to share. So I appreciate those. And then Tim Mitchell's up on the screen right now. This creator, now at 445 subscribers, I believe is a little bit surprised, not that they were pushing their own channel, because they've actually got a couple of more, and I'll show those to you in a second. you notice that this creator is working on outdoor videos for themselves. They've got some shorts, and some of the dash cam footage is done really well. But either way, outdoor footage for them is done great. 1500, 1600, 1900, and then live streams on the channel as well. Tim usually goes live every Tuesday. Tomorrow, 100% for sure. I've got a very late day, later than usual, so I'm probably going to miss just about everything that's out there. There's a chance I might be able to peek in on a couple of things. Pete's doing his premiere every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern, and then Tim Mitchell's usually streaming in what I think is early afternoon Eastern, but he's over in Seattle. So very different time zone over there. Once in a while, if he has a late day and I have an early day, I can catch him. You'll see I've caught several of his live streams, but it's just not been frequent lately. But he's on just about every Tuesday, and then there's another couple of channels. And the thing about Tim Mitchell is he's producing the videos and live streams for a couple of other channels I'm going to show you. Chef Civvy is the handle. This is Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official, and they were live last night. They're live every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official is where Chef Civvy is going to help us navigate the kitchen. This creator makes interesting meals, dishes, and combinations, but she also helps us navigate the kitchen, talking about cookware, bakeware, appliances, and even getting into product reviews. The latest video I'm going to take, I think that was that from the live stream last night? Or was that? Oh, no, yesterday was shrimp tacos. I forgot about that. And then chicken parmesan. This is an interesting title, right? Homemade chicken parm that tastes like it's from an Italian restaurant. And Italian food's my favorite. I like chicken parmesan as much as anybody. I'm going to put this into that ketchup list, and I want to see what they've done with that. And then you notice Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official has a bit of a theme going on the channel with this colorful wheel. We love colorful wheels in Superchat, of course. The banner features that as well. That's called the Mystery Wheel of Misfortune. I'll talk about it in another second here. Chef Civvy's got some shorts that have gotten into 1,500, 1,800 views, 2,600 views. There's that wheel again. The Mystery Wheel of Misfortune is featured in the live streams where the audience is able to contribute ingredients, and what happens if Chef Civvy's going to spin and then be all but forced to make whatever combinations come up, and they can be pretty interesting to say the least. This creator as well, like I said, live streams every Sunday night. They're either cooking or once in a while they're doing cooking or baking collaboration at least once a month with a couple of other channels. Devil Dog and Butler Family Farm are a couple of mutual friends, of course. Sugar-free cinnamon rolls are coming up, but they've done things like key lime pie. They've done molten lava cake, all kinds of things I didn't think could be sugar-free or wouldn't have thought so. And then this Sunday, they've got chicken pot pie coming up when they do their Sunday live stream. So we'll be looking forward to both of those. And then this creator as well has got another channel, the Unofficial Official Off-Topic Squirrel. Like I said, Tim Mitchell's producing the videos and live streams on these channels, but this is Chef Civvy again, and she's able to give us here a behind-the-scenes look at the creator, a chance to really get to know her. She takes us out for different adventures or gives us stories. They've got another series of videos just started here, and then they've got shorts on the channel as well. 1,200, 1,500 views on one of them, and then live streams. These happen every last Saturday of the month, where they're going to play Cards Against Humanity. And I've been able to catch a few of these. The last one I listened into while I was driving, so I got to hear all the answers that were coming in from the audience, and they can be pretty obscure. There's a million different ways to describe it, but anybody who knows the game Cards Against Humanity knows why I dance around the description like that. But it can be a lot of fun, and I've played that game in real life as well. Cove Action is in the house. That's Chuck and Lori from Syracuse. Hopefully you enjoyed your weekend in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Unfortunately, we didn't have a chance to meet up this time, but when they return, I'm only half an hour away. Maybe we can set something up in the summer. A Simple Family Lifestyle is here. 7 minutes with Cheryl. I hope I said hello earlier. I think I did at the beginning of the stream. I don't mean to miss anybody. Demoose Barbecue is in the house. Susan High Country Australia is still in the house. Ace Flaw 1, Andy. He's another creator who's been with me as long as Jeremy D-Day. I've been friends with them for like 7 years now, since before Tuberchat was even a thought. Chef Civi says they have a love-hate relationship with the wheel. Yes, no doubt. Depending on the different challenging things that are going to come in. And then the premieres. Covaction says they've stopped premiering. They haven't helped grow. So I'm a big fan of premieres when the channel has a good, strong, solid foundation. Lots of different creators are going to have different opinions about this, but my favorite time to release videos is Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. For premieres, noon Eastern on Saturday. I've been doing that on every channel that I've run or touched over the years, and it's worked for me. But I have other creators who insist that different times of days or different days of the week work better for them. So it's a good idea to get different opinions from different people, and there is a graph that you can see in your YouTube analytics. At least on a desktop, you're able to catch the audience tab in your analytics and see a graph that literally tells you when your audience is online. For a premiere, you want to hit it right when the heaviest part of the traffic is coming on whatever day you choose, in my opinion. And then you want to make sure you're premiering at a time that you can be there to interact with everybody in the chat. Not everybody does, and I think that's a huge mistake, is not to be there, because the audience is there to interact with you. But I've made every mistake a creator can, I think, or many of them anyway. Missing things like premieres, or forgetting that I had a premiere set up and didn't mean to, and things like that many years ago. So Ken Drago, good to see you in the house. Henry Leslie, Vermont is here. And then 11 a.m. Eastern Saturdays didn't work. Community's not strong enough just yet. Yeah, maybe. So that might be the case. Otherwise, I always say that, consistency is king. And whatever consistency somebody can come up with on their channel is really the best idea. When we put out one quality piece of content per week as a minimum, that's enough to make a channel grow on its own. The things we do here in Tuberchat just speed up the process, but experimenting with different days of the week, different times can help. The other thing too is I find that even if you have to take a break, we don't want to, but if you have to, and you miss a week or you miss a couple of weeks of YouTube, or you can't post consistently, it takes a month to get the momentum back. By the time you get to your 5th video in a week, you should be having some kind of audience in your premieres, in my opinion. And that's actually another idea. So Just Jason Keto's making a point. Most any time will work if your fan base knows you have a video coming up. So that's a great point to have made, because one of the other things I talk about is the idea of posting premieres and live streams as far in advance as possible. Everybody seems to have, most people have a routine, right? We pay our bills monthly, but we live weekly. Most people do the same thing every Monday morning. They grocery shop the same time every week. They do their laundry the same time of the week. They're on YouTube and they make time for that the same time every week. So what happens is, if you put a premiere or a live stream up in advance, at least by 7 days, you give every person on every day of the week a chance to see that it's upcoming. YouTube might recommend it to them. They can set their notification. You will find that as you continue to grow your channel, some of your audience will start to rearrange their lives around your content. Somebody who says, like, I got to go and walk the dog at 4 o'clock might start walking the dog at 5 o'clock because they want to make sure they catch your premiere. Or people will go grocery shopping a couple of hours early because they know they've got to be back for your premiere or your live stream and things like that. It's absolutely true. I actually do that for creators. I'm sure tons of us do. So these are just ideas. And I don't want anybody to take what I'm saying as gospel. I certainly don't think I know everything, even though it might sound sound like that because I speak very quickly. I learn every day. I'm not here because I know everything. I'm here because I want to learn everything. And we learn from each other. I learn from creators with channels of all sizes every single day. People on different platforms, all sorts of different things. I've been corrected many times over the years for things that I thought were correct. And the best we can do is bring our information together, discuss it, debate it, and then we can learn from each other and make the best decisions for our own channels and our own videos. But I can tell you from my own experience, the things that I've done that have brought me what I've had on YouTube, what I continue to have today. And then, we always have to think about where we're getting our information as well. You don't want to, my opinion is that you want to consider the creator or the influencer you might be listening to of any kind when they're giving advice or opinion or anything like that, and say, let me think about what this person has accomplished. Do I want to accomplish what they're accomplishing or what they have, and then you decide, well, if they haven't done anything yet, but they're talking about, YouTube and how to do it and this and that, that's fine. There's lots of people out there with small subscriber counts starting out that have great information, but we have to just consider where we're getting the information, let's just say, and a few opinions is always better than just one in my own humble opinion. And then Vintage Style by Joe, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. I know my speeches get pretty long, but I'm pretty passionate about this, and I always want to make sure that for anybody newer coming in that hasn't heard some of the things that I say or we talk about here, that they understand, you really are not alone. This is a community of people who care about each other's success. Hopefully you hear it in the tone of my voice that I care just as much today as I did 6 years ago when I started this channel. But I'd already been on YouTube for a couple of years, and all I wish personally is for everybody to get what they want out of YouTube. It doesn't have to be monetization. It doesn't have to be subscribers. It doesn't have to be a play button. Whatever you're doing YouTube for is your own, your own idea. Everybody has their own reason. There's 114 million channels out there. There's 114 million reasons why we're doing this. But some of the things we can help each other with. Oh, that's interesting, Covaction. Yeah, the other thing too, the only other thing I can say, we have to remember that YouTube is a social network, whether we want to call it that or not. And I always know, I can give everybody a hint right now. You see how unbelievably explosive the live streams have been. Lately, there's two reasons for that. First of all, the 6-year anniversary came up, and I promoted that pretty hard. I usually do for the 100 episodes or for the anniversaries. So sending an email, making sure it gets shared out in advance, talking about it for a couple weeks before and things like that, that all helped. What happens is that success, that promotion bleeds into the next couple of streams. This is why we're having overwhelming beginnings. I mean, the last two streams were ridiculous, to be honest with you. Starting out, I appreciate it, of course, and hopefully it's fun for everybody, but boy, has it been wild, and it's, it should simmer a little bit, but we always have somewhere between 70 and 100 channels that come through every live stream. But the other thing too, now that I'm talking so much, I'm losing my train of thought on the other idea I was thinking of when we talk about possibly consistency. I'll tell you what, I'll cut my speech right now, and Greenland Quilter Katie's dropping another super chat so that we will see Anfield Road layout in the loft. So I'm going to get that channel ready to go. We're going to talk about Sunny Side Up right now. And if anybody in the world in the chat has any idea what on earth I might have been about to say, then I'll continue the thought. But I promise you, I derail my own conversations as much as anybody. A lot of it's just opinion. So again, I don't want anybody to take what I say as gospel. You take it with a grain of salt. Have Cheetah Will View is trying to scare us in the chat. A big horror fanatic. I don't think he's booing me. I don't think so. I might be wrong. And then yeah, when we think about premiering in advance, the social network I was talking about, the idea of how busy we are. Forgive me, I am getting back on the rails here. When we think about how busy it is here in Tuber Chat for these live streams, I know we always have newer people who've only seen a few streams, but for people who've seen like at least a dozen, if not 100, and there are friends who have seen hundreds of these, and I appreciate every moment, you notice that sometimes it gets really busy. Not always. Some of it has to do with day of the week, some of it has to do with time, but not so much, because we've been doing the same thing for many years now, and we always mix up the days and times. When I have more time to be on YouTube myself, watching videos, commenting on videos, hanging out in people's live streams and premieres, it is busier, especially when I can watch videos and comment on them. I'm sure everybody here understands I run more videos than I watch. I imagine a lot of us do, especially when we're swapping playlists and things like that. But when I have the time to sit there and watch literally like a few hours of videos, this is when we start to get into like Tuber Chat's just explosive. And that's been part of it lately, because I've been trying to make sure I get into at least dozens of videos a week, if not 100. And then, oh, thank you, Vintage Style by Joe. They said the view counts for community posts are in YouTube Studio. I got to have a better look at that, because we've talked about it a few times. But community posts on YouTube, I think, are magic. Jason and I talk about that all the time. And forgive me, I know I derailed the whole channel promotion thing today, but we're going to talk about Sunny Side Up. They're getting some incredible screen time right now. And then Anfield Road Layout and the Loft will come in a moment. A whole nother channel, yes, imagine. And then, yeah, thank you, Hala. Thank you very much. Yeah, so the last few episodes, including today, have been extra busy because of the anniversary. So I have always recommended that everybody celebrate every milestone basically that you can think of, right? Anniversaries on YouTube, anniversaries for anything in life, birthdays, milestones like 100 videos, or milestones like 2 years on YouTube or a year monetized, anything at all, because the more hype you put into those particular special editions of your videos and live streams, the more promotion you seem to get from YouTube for the video or stream that came before it, and especially the 2 or 3 after. But we've seen this before, and forgive me, because I know I'm beating a horse over and over with this again, because I'm saying the same thing over and over like I always do. But I just want to show everybody something, and I think I talked about this on the last stream. But if we go back, if I search for Tuber Chat 101, you're going to see something that happened 5 years ago. So we had our 100th episode, and here it is. Grow your channel number 101. We usually lately get somewhere between 200 and 300 views on a live stream during the time that it's on, right? Let's say 200 to 250, and then it tops out at 300 after a few replays, which there's not very many, but you know what I mean. But episode number 101 got 6,600 views. How is it possible that this got 20 times? Am I right about that? I think it's 20 times the views. It's because I pushed episode 100 so hard, right? And so this is just, you know, again, the same thing that I'm saying over and over, but I just want to drill some of these ideas home. A few people did shout outs for us as well back in the day, which I appreciate. Yeah, I don't know where the episode 100 went, but it's somewhere on the channel where everybody could find it if you wanted to, not that it matters. The 100th episode did well enough, but the 6,600 the day after gives a bit of a lesson. And yeah, community posts I just try to do in advance. And then, thank you, yeah, but Jane Litterick's been a longtime friend. That's Jane Living Skies Color Creative. Forgive me, because the handles trip me up, right? I knew so many people's channel names off by heart, and then now I trip. D-Lo Flow Show still in the house. And thank you, Hala, for the reminder again, yeah, because you know what I'm like. I talk so much, and I derail myself. And there you go, yeah, so Vintage Style by Joe. I put a lot of hype into the special editions, and it really is like for the channel. You know what I mean? In all honesty, but I just use the opportunity to reinforce the idea with everybody that celebrating milestones of any kind is a great idea. You will be surprised the things people will want to celebrate for you and with you. You know, we all wish that people would love our channels, but if you're here long enough, by the time you get to 1,000 subscribers, you probably have somebody as, you know, you're their favorite creator. By the time you have 2,000, it's almost guaranteed. I say the same thing about trolls. If you don't have a troll by the time you have 1,000, it's coming by the time you have 2. But you're probably somebody's favorite creator on YouTube by the time you have 2,000 subscribers. And I'm not kidding about that. If you talk to anybody that's got, you know, channels of, let's say, 2,000, 3,000 subscribers, most certainly they will say, yeah, I think I've got a couple of people where I'm actually their favorite YouTuber of all. It really comes down to giving people a chance to celebrate with you. Wild Child, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Sarah Prestwood is here. I know I'm talking a lot. I'm going to try to get moving now. And Michael's Adventures is in the chat as well. Beloved and dedicated moderator. And Matt and Mouse, their mom's favorite creator. There you go. Sunny Side Up is here. And this creator, I believe I'm still getting to know. Let's have a look through their videos for a second. So I caught something. This one's a 3-month-old video, but I don't know if I watched it 3 months ago or if that was one that I recently ran or went through. Yeah, I think I've still got to get to know what this creator has got going on. And I can't remember for the life of me. They've been on for many years. If they're an old friend that's come back or if they're relatively new. And forgive me for not being sure. Sometimes we have channels with similar names. So Sunny Side Up, what I'm going to do either way is I'm going to grab one of your latest videos. I know these are pleasing audio and pleasing visual type videos. We got a few creators that do this. And then they got shorts on the channel as well. So these have gotten into 16,000, 26,000 views. And then live streams on the channel as well. So they've done quite a few of these as well. Hopefully I can catch you for one of these live streams. That'll be a great chance to get some interaction in the chat. And then this is how we can get to know creators as well. But we can read from their about section as well. If we like the beach and watching beautiful sunrises, then we've come to the right place, which is great to know. So hopefully everybody will connect with Sunny Side Up, another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and they've been with us frequently lately as well. We got a little bit more action happening in the chat. I'm going to get Anfield Road layout in the loft onto the screen, and then we'll talk about that channel and keep moving. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Foraging and Urban Farming, thank you for the gifted membership. I certainly do appreciate the extra generosity. I didn't mean to spin the wheel, but we'll make it count. So John Lucas will come up. I was copying and pasting and it didn't work out. But Foraging and Urban Farming will come up. John Lucas will come up shortly after. We got one more thing to look at in the chat for a second here. I'll try to keep things clean. And yeah, Covaction, shadow banning is something we've always wondered about. Suppression on YouTube for different reasons. Jason gave me a great lesson this week. We talk frequently. I'm very lucky to have like personal conversations with a lot of creators. Anybody can reach out anytime. Instagram is really where I hang out all the time. I check messages all day. But Jason let me know that he tried something this week. He drops different videos at different times. And doing when you have a video that's got momentum, if you're going to put up something else and it's, my opinion is it's not on schedule, like you're not your regular stuff and you're just putting something out because you got an extra piece of content, you might want to hang on and let the video run if it's running before dropping something else, because it could squash the momentum, unfortunately. Tim Mitchell. Tim Mitchell might be somebody's favorite. Foraging and urban farming. Thank you. Yeah, you can't. We can't pick who gets the memberships. YouTube distributes them somewhat randomly. We've seen them go to. Anybody who's been here for just half an hour, like the first time ever, to people who've been here for 5 years and longer. Yeah, there's no way to control that, foraging and urban farming. I'm sorry that you didn't know that before you dropped that. Heart's Humble Homestead. But what I'm going to do for you, though, is we'll look at that channel. I don't think I recognize the name of it, but we'll look at that channel right before yours. And then Chris and Larry Homestead will be coming up as well, because they dropped a gifted membership also. And then Van Lott, thank you so much for the kind words, and another super chat, absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated always. Now, we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So we'll get Van Lott up right after John Lucas 72, because I spun the wheel by accident there, but that's okay. And then, just Jason Keto, it's true what he says. Sometimes you gift a membership and it goes right back to you if you don't have a membership on the channel. One of my favorite things about gifted memberships is that you don't have to be a member on the channel to gift memberships. And forgive me, because I don't want to sound like I'm soliciting that here. I'm saying that's what I do on other people's channels when possible, or as much as possible, is gift memberships or drop super chats and things like that. But you don't have to be everybody's member just to do that. So that's really cool, and I'm glad that they did that early instead of yeah, thank you, Foraging and Urban Farming. I'm going to make sure you get the value out of that, though, because I'm going to put that channel up on the screen next so that we can talk about them. And then maybe you'll have a couple of friends go over there. But, some of the things that we learn on YouTube, unfortunately, are like, with hands-on experience. But at least now you know, so that it won't happen again afterwards, right? Because, like I said, there's no way to control that. Perhaps YouTube will give us a way to control it someday, but that's just hope. That's not based on any information that I've seen or anything like that. Cruz Bolero's in the house. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Heart's Humble Homestead's coming up next. We're looking at Anfield Road layout in the loft. This creator's name is Lee, and they are out there supporting people all the time. I run into them constantly, several times a week, if not every day, supporting other creators. So they're at 1,300, which is great to see. And then they are talking about trains and a few different things here. I'll leave it to everybody to read from the About section. I'm just going to grab the latest video here. Mail train for the hobby. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to get caught up with the channel a little bit. I can see I'm behind with their videos. They've got shorts over here, though, as well. These have gotten into 386, 477 views. Pretty soon they'll have one at 500, I'm sure, and then live streams on the channel. And up to a few months ago, they were doing these occasionally, so we'll see if they're going to bring those back. But we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. Butler Family Farm is in the house, and CNS Travel is here. Butler Family Farm is actually going to be live in about an hour. We crashed right into them today, but Jerry and Susan are incredible supporters, so I've got your channel on the wheel. I'm going to keep it there. And then Chris and Larry Homestead will likely have, they've been putting a lot of content out, but it looks like they're talking about putting out even more content, which is great to know. Chris and Larry Homestead had to reset and restart their channel, so I hope anybody that already thinks they're subscribed to them will double check and make sure, because you might not be subscribed to the new channel. We want to make sure that you are, but they've been incredible supporters to us for years, probably 4 years, if not 5. And then Chris and Larry Homestead is coming up right now. Oh, pardon me. Chris and Larry Homestead is coming up in a second. I don't want to get this out of order today. But Heart's Humble Homestead is a channel that was meant to be promoted by Foraging and Urban Farming. So this is, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do with this channel is I'm going to grab the latest video and I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch that video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on so that our connection will likely stick, and then hopefully they will connect with us and have our notification bell on as well, and then catch us for some live streams. Again, we're always here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And then foraging and urban farming. So thank you again for that gifted membership. I'm sorry that it didn't go to your friend, but again, that's YouTube that distributes those. So I'm sure it's a frustration for more people than it is fun, but something we've somewhat learned to live with, I guess. But foraging and urban farming is here with us for just about every stream lately. So let's see what they've got going on their channel. I'm still getting to know their particular brand of content, but they're bringing us a lot of outdoor videos. I think I'm going to take your second latest video. This one's a few minutes longer, but it's a cooking video, so it's something a little bit different for me to see this time. And I put that in that catch-up list, and that's a playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. And I'll get through that between now and the next stream, but I'm going to make sure I get my time to watch those videos. Because like I said to everybody, every week, when I make as much time as I can for YouTube, but when I can sit there and just watch videos and comment on them and everything else, you've all seen either me in your videos or comments from me somewhere, but when I can do that, the more I can get done, the busier Superchat is, right? So I try to get to that for a long time every week, at least hours over the course of a few days, in between live streams. Every waking moment that I'm home, if I'm not eating or leaving the house or sleeping, I have got YouTube windows open running streams and premieres, and sometimes playlists. So foraging and urban farming also has shorts here, 11,000, 12,000, 16,000, which is great to see. Knife sharpening 101 is a good idea. And then live streams on the channel as well. So they were live yesterday. They seem to be doing these every few days. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these again very soon. I've got notification bells on. And then if you have one coming up, because you're usually on, it seems, every 3 or 4 days. If you have another live stream coming up, or you know what day you're going to go on, just please let us know. There's Heart's Humble Homestead right there. So foraging and urban farming did something a few minutes ago. They gifted a membership on this channel, and they were hoping it was going to go to you, but there's no way to control that. YouTube does it. But we had your channel on the screen, and I was talking about it for a very quick second. But it's great to have you in the chat for the first time. I've got a video set up to watch from you, and I'll be connecting with your channel after today's live stream, sometime in the next 2 or 3 days. And the only reason I wait is because when we're done with Superchat, I'm usually not watching videos right after. I get into a bunch of live streams, and it'll be an hour, and I'll be in bed. It's lights out at 9 o'clock for me. But within the next couple of days before our next live stream, I'll get through that playlist. Hala says, if you're monetized and put up copyrighted music on videos, does it count against you? It does not, but we have heard that if you have too many copyright claims, and I'm not talking about copyright strikes, that's a very different thing. Copyright claims come from audio, not just music, but let's just say music, right? If you have too many claims, your channel might get denied monetization, or God forbid, I'm sure it's possible to even have monetization taken away. I personally, on my other channel, have plenty of copyright claims. They haven't affected me at all. The only thing that it does is you can't get ad money on those videos. And in my case, because some of the songs that I used are so popular, I used to work in music, so I put some of my old work up there. But because the songs are so popular, they're blocked in a lot of countries as well. So sometimes I even share on the community page, and people say, like, Kevin, I can't see your video. That's all that is. So it won't affect you if you're only using a bit. but we try to avoid it. Most of us try to avoid copyrighted. Well, copyrighted music means anything popular, essentially, right? Anything that anybody knows is sure to be copyright. And then, but copyright claims against audio in a reasonable amount don't hurt anybody. It's me, Charlotte C. Good to see you in the house, and thank you, CNS Travel, for the kind words and that highlighted milestone message. I didn't realize Van Lott took over our stream boss position. I'll talk about that when I get their channel up. Yeah, no, Hala, it won't. It's just you won't get ad money for that video or that live stream. But when we think about it, eventually we're putting up hundreds of videos, so one doesn't matter. That's why I do it. That's why I put all that stuff up there, knowing that it's not gonna, it's not gonna help. My CPM on the channel will be lower and everything else. But that's for me because I've got a lot. If you don't have a lot of them, it won't affect it. But that's just an idea. And then foraging and urban farming up on the screen. Hopefully everybody will connect with. We'd like to push them towards the 1,100 subscribers that they're thinking about. They have to be excited about passing their 1,000. That's been a while now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. In the case of cover songs, right? A lot of times what happens is those copyright claims, the revenue is split. So you still will make half of the ad money, and half of the ad money goes back to the original creator or writer or publisher of the song. Don't quote me on that because I may not be saying it 100% accurately. There might be a legal way to say that a little bit more accurately is kind of what I'm getting at. But it's possible. The Stock Explorer is still in the house. I'm going to get you onto the wheel right now. I know you're here at the beginning. And then, so a whole show or a concert of cover music, if you do that regularly, there's a chance that the channel could lose monetization, but it's only a chance. You really, in my opinion, I would look that up, and I would use every source that you can. As a minimum, I would go on the AI systems. They're not even perfect and accurate, but you could go on them and look it up and see, but I would check YouTube's terms of service, community guidelines, and try to understand what they say about copyright claims. But essentially, copyright claims don't really hurt the channel. And I would say the only reason that they would is if it's in abundance. And again, because if you think about it, it can lower your CPM, right? If you can't get ad money from, let's say, 20% of your videos, your channel's going to have 20% less revenue coming in than channels of the same size that don't have copyright claims, if that makes any sense. So YouTube and the algorithm and the recommendation engine are going to say, well, this channel's not making us as much money as other channels, so why wouldn't we push them more? You see what I mean? Not saying I'm right. I wouldn't believe a Google engineer if I had one in front of me, but YouTube is always vague when it comes to guidelines and guardrails and exactly what is true when it comes to just about everything on YouTube, including monetization. And then so hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Yeah, so Covaction again. A few copyright claims isn't going to hurt anybody. If you want to do a song and put a video and put a Taylor Swift song in it, I don't know if that's the best idea in the world because, something so popular will get more traction, likely. But there's other ways to use popular music anyway, because when you're making shorts on YouTube or when you're making reels on Instagram or TikTok videos, you have the ability to put almost any song into whatever you want to do. So if you really want to do that, you can, but you just got to know that if you're doing that, you're not going to get ad money from it. And again, so forgive me, I know it's a long speech, but just because we're talking about this and we don't talk about it all the time, forgive me, Chris and Larry, I'm going to come back to your channel. And thank you for the gifted membership, by the way. I don't mean to forget to thank anybody for these things. And Foraging and Urban Farming, thank you again. I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about with my personal channel for a second. And I'll show you why I did what I did. So I used to work in music. I was a DJ, I worked in radio, I worked for record labels and things like that as well. So if we look at my videos, right now I've been on for 9 years, so some, or 8 years or whatever it is. So some of the video, I've been on for 9 years. I started the channel 8 years ago. So some of the videos have done very well now. But you notice, like, here's my best performing music video. It's a remix I did for a special record label. It was probably 20 years ago, if not 15. And it's a Justin Timberlake song. So obviously huge. Monster artist, one of the most popular artists of all time. But it's got 27,000 views. So the reason I put that up is because I worked on the audio that's behind it, right? That's my remix of that song, and it's a professional remix that was actually released. Some of the stuff I have is bootleg stuff that was on the radio. But I know that I'm going to gain some subscribers from that video, right? And some of those subscribers will stick around for the other things. But because I worked on the stuff, that's why I put it on there. And that's all it is really just the song. But this is, you know, just to give you the exact, why would the guy do what he's, you know, why would he put copyright free or copyright music on his channel? What on earth is he talking about? That's why. It's a much longer speech I'd have to give, but hopefully you get the idea. Yeah, copyright claims and copyright strikes. YouTube does so many things that are unclear. It's driven us bananas for years. Not that I just want to whine and complain. There's a lot of good that comes from YouTube, obviously. All of us are going to be able to do a lot of good in many different ways. For some people, it's monetization. For some people, it's sharing their lives. For some people, it's sharing their passions and things like that. And there's a lot of things we can do for each other, which is wonderful. But there are headaches that come along with it. I'm sure we can all agree it's work. More work than we thought. Chris and Larry are up on the screen right now. So Chris and Larry Homestead is a longtime friend. They've been with us for years, probably 4 years. It might be 5 years. They're one of the first channels that came in from the homesteading community. And then, yes, I have Cheetah of You. I've got my own hashtag on the internet now. Chris and Larry, they bring a large family that does all sorts of different things. So typical homesteading activities, you're going to find a lot of outdoor content, a lot of indoor content, a lot of family togetherness, because the whole family gets involved in the videos here. But they do a lot of things, not just cooking, not just baking, not just canning, not just prepping. They do a lot of merchandise making as well. I think they actually do more than I even know, and I came to learn over the years how many things they're doing. They've got a website for everybody to check out as well. I think it's chrisandlarry.com, so right there, and information on their about section. So life on their homestead, 7 kids, as well as their spouses, and 3 grandchildren as well, which is great to know. I'm going to take one of their latest videos, but I'm going to take the second latest one, and I'm curious, because I know I mentioned it before, but Chris and Larry, how you're doing for hours. Because I see you're well over 700 subscribers now again. They had well over 10,000. They were expected to have been a guest on the series that I was doing about how to get 10,000 subscribers. They were maybe the first channel that we saw in the Superchat family to be past 10,000. Not that they got it from here, but just saying that this was a part of that, but they had already, you know, they're one of the biggest channels. So unfortunately, like I said, they had to reset and restart. But I promised them when they get past, what did I say, 2,000 watch hours, then I'll start running your whole channel for you so that we can top you up a bit. Yeah, and there you go, Hala. But I've done that too. I've posted a few on my personal channel concerts at a charity event of bands, like literally half-hour sets, and I just put them up. The idea is if their fans ever wanted to see it, it's there. But I don't expect them to get thousands of views or anything like that. They're at about 1,000 hours so far. So again, the reason why I say let me know when you have about 2,000 is because it takes a little while. Obviously, we don't want to like run a channel and then have the watch hours disappear. I don't think it's going to happen to Chris and Larry because they've been through this before. But my best help, I can run a whole channel for somebody, right? Very easily. Not everybody can do that. Anybody basically can. It's not like I could do it and it's special. Not everybody has the time to do it, but I had so many accounts, I can leave the computer running or another device or whatever, right? So I can run an entire channel. Better for you when you have more videos, the maximum number of videos for me to run all at once, let's just say. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say it a million times. I know So Magic Fabric Magician is here. And forgive me, I know the speeches get long, but some of this stuff today we don't talk about all the time, and it's very important. For me, I just want everybody to get what they want out of YouTube, but there's so many headaches out there. We're seeing channels demonetized. We've seen channels disappear. We've seen, so many different things that are just like heart-wrenching. You know what I mean? So anything more we can do to help everybody maximize every bit of value out of their effort, let's just say, if that makes any sense. That's what I wish for everybody. So, what we're looking at right now, Chris and Larry, and thank you again for the gifted membership. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. And then I did spin the wheel earlier, so John Lucas 72 is coming up. Then Van Lot dropped a super chat, so we'll look at that channel as well. We're going to go for a break for 3.5 minutes right now. I mentioned a series of videos. These are interviews. They're on the Superchat channel now. There's 6 of them, but I finished the series. I'm not going to continue with it. It was fun to do, but YouTube changed a couple things right after I started it. So it's almost impossible to determine some of the channels that are growing authentically or organically, as opposed to all the different things that can be done to push them fast and hard, which doesn't help anybody, right? So what we're going to do right now is play a clip from one of those interviews, and I hope everybody will watch these. They go anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, but these creators have different things to say, different things than each other, and sometimes different things than myself as well. I really wanted to get their opinion about what they have found works on YouTube to help them get over 10,000 subscribers on their YouTube channels.
Don't forget the people who've got you there. Like, this is why I'm very open with coming on with Superchat, because I remember I only had, I think, about 2,000, 3,000 subscribers at the time.
Probably.
And I got involved in that group, and there's other groups as well. What if you cast your bread across the waters, it will come back. So always, and there's always somebody that I've engaged in on YouTube, totally different hobby, pastime.
Okay.
But we're linked by the ways, but they will know somebody that's scale modeling and they will mention me to them.
Right. So
there's always that as well. You've got to look at it as when you're building your channel, always try to give back what you've taken out of it. So that's why if I'm home night, in a weekend, and Tuber Chat, because I've got it notified, if he comes on, I will pop in, give him a super chat, and I make sure I get on that bloody wheel of crap there it is.
There you go.
And so that I've put back in, because remember I was there as well. I was lowly. If you remember rightly, that one day when I cracked that I think it was 20,000 subscribers, or was it 10,000 subscribers? Because you went up to 5,000, wasn't it? And I said to you, because I'm on 10,000, am I not allowed to be on your channel anymore?
That's right.
You had to change it, didn't you?
I had to change the intro. If somebody was to go back to the first episodes of Tuber Chat, you would hear me say something along the lines of up to 10,000 subscribers. But when Moz 6510 models crossed the 10,000, I had to change the intro for the whole channel so that I could say and beyond 10,000 subscribers. And now we're here, and you've doubled that number. You're still growing now, so
it's very slow growth because as I said, I've taken a month. I wanted to see what a month would do to my channel.
Yeah,
and I was getting 300 to 400 views an hour down to 160 views an hour.
Right.
If I look now, I'm getting 30 views an hour. So but I've done this on purpose. I wanted a break.
Yes.
I just wanted to step back, and now it's back in, and I'm going to start doing it all again now. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with the break when it's needed. What I have found is when we can get to a place of consistency, taking a week off, it seems to take about a month to get the momentum back, but it does come back.
Yeah, it does come back, but I needed the break. I really did. You know, and I think YouTube have cottoned on to this as well. You've seen a lot of burnout recently on YouTube.
I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a burnout. Yeah, there's definitely that. But you know, we strive to be better, and that's what it can be.
Yep.
Definitely.
Improving over time.
Improvement is and also it's good, it's edifying for yourself. You know, it really does boost you up when you get a video that gets 10,000 views. It really does. Like, you know, it's great. But there's also the work and the time you put into it, so it's rewarding in that respect as well.
For sure. All right, we're just about back. Forgive that delay. Sometimes we just need an extra second, but here we are, and we're looking at John the Reseller. Forgive me, I always keep, I still haven't got a handle on the fact that John Lucas is John the Reseller. I'm going to try to remember this, and this creator's hit 1,000 subscribers, which is great to know. They got plenty of shorts over here, so I'm still getting to know their channel, but they've got a furry friend they're sharing with us, a lot of outdoor content. They've gotten into 4,000, 6,000, 11,000 views on some of these shorts, which is great to see, and then plenty of live streams coming up. So I mentioned this earlier, but we set notifications for everything we see, and that gives us the best chance of catching each other gives us the best chance to catch each other's content, if that makes sense. So I've got a few live streams set. They seem to be on tomorrow around 5 p.m., which is around this time. So it looks like they're doing live auction style sales. And this is a popular theme on YouTube. They've even, there's another platform now called Whatnot, which is basically just made for this kind of thing. Live streaming and then selling items while the live stream's going on. So people can bid in the chat, and then you just arrange the shipping and all that stuff with the creator or influencer, which is great to know. So I'll look forward to seeing more of John the Reseller, and hopefully everybody will connect. We'd love to push them towards the 1,100 subscribers we know they're thinking about, and just get that 1,000 locked in. And then Van Lot is coming up right now. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And then next up, Van Lot dropped a super chat. They actually took over our stream boss position. So you notice the video game life meter under my camera here. Every super chat membership and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of that stream boss. And then the last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for their channel. Keto Simple is here. Dustin is here for just about every stream. I certainly do appreciate that. I'm able to catch them just about once a week. They do a Sunday morning stream. I usually catch those. I've had trouble catching the Tuesday ones. I caught one of them. Pardon me, but Keto Simple, I always appreciate you coming by. I appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I know sometimes we have people watching in the background that haven't been in the chat yet because it takes 20 minutes. I've got to lock on the chat, but that's a feature that YouTube gives us. It helps with spamming and trolling and stuff like that. We don't get a lot of that here, but that's one of the reasons. But I do appreciate everybody's patience while waiting that out. And then the source is in the house. That's Doran. Good to see you here. That's another creator who connects everybody together, so you'll meet more friends when you're over on the Sources channel. Looks like they've got a new avatar as well. High Plains Camper, good to see you in the house. They do solo truck camping. And Van is a super nice guy. That's Van Lot right here. And this creator's got a couple of things going on their channel. So a lot of spiritual inspiration from this creator. Nice to see you got a mail call video happening right there. I'm going to take your latest video, though. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list for today. That's that playlist I joke about that's got the that I used to keep or get caught up with creators. And then Matt and Mouse, the setting for the chat delay, actually I'll show you in another moment after I talk about this channel. I'll show you how to do it if you want to see. It might be able to be done from the chat while you're already on. You might be able to go, I'm not sure if this could be done with a phone, if somebody wants to let us know, because I don't do this on a phone. I don't even know if I've done it ever on a phone. But you can see I can click the three dots here, community moderation. And I don't know if that's going to do it right now or not. Oh, not quite. No, that's going to do other things. I'll show you what I do in a moment. And then on a phone, it might be a little bit of a different scenario. I always set them when I set the streams up. And forgive me, so Van Lot, I said, was up on the screen. Disc Creator's got a little bit of content that might be outdoors, it looks like here, but most of what they're doing is in the wood shop. This creator's really making remarkable things with woodwork here, and I have the smallest understanding of what that takes. I was lucky enough to have shop class in the school that I was in. I grew up in Toronto, and our school had everything. So we had like a kitchen, we took cooking classes, we had a wood shop, we took wood shop classes. The high school I went to even had an auto shop, so we got to work on our vehicles if we wanted. 1,800, 2,100, 2,500 views for this creator. I see a bit of what I think is family togetherness here. And then they might take us outdoors as well for some of the shorts there. This creator's live almost every day, multiple times a day. And like I said, there's lots of spiritual inspiration on this channel. I caught them for a live stream. I didn't realize it's already been a week. I thought it was like just the other day, but I must have been mistaken. So hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. And then actually, Van Lot, if you want to let us know if you are going live today, then I'd like to know. Or anybody that's got live streams and premieres coming up tonight. I know Butler Family Farm is going live in about 20 minutes. We crash into them every 3 weeks or so. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat as well. I know I miss a lot that goes on. So let me show you what I was talking about there. And Van Lot, thank you for another super chat. This creator, ever since finding us a few months ago, has been an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. You know, things like super chats and memberships are absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. We always put super chatters and membership gifters up onto the screen as soon as those things happen, but we're back to spinning the wheel. And I actually added a couple of channels onto the wheel. So Simply Debbie Sue is there, and 7 Minutes with Cheryl is on the wheel. So Van Lot is going live 7:30 Central. Is that going to be 8:30 our time then? I think, if that makes sense, because I'm in Eastern. And then what we're looking at right now is in the YouTube studio, how to get to the setting that controls the chat. So if we go over here to the customization on the live stream that's running right now, you can see a few different things. So I'm going to turn the translation off. Sorry, I don't think that's going to be helpful to anybody trying to catch what we're doing. Not able to maybe fully understand, let's just say. We want everybody to get value out of time that they're spending. Like on this channel, we're not after every subscriber we can get. We're after, you know, like-minded creators, and we want to make sure that, you know, everybody enjoys their time here. If people aren't going to enjoy it, it's better, you know, that they find something they can enjoy, is kind of the idea. Yeah, we will get back to spinning the wheel. When did I last spin? Holla's coming up because I did spin. So Holla's going to be the next channel. So forgive me, I keep dancing around my speeches here. But when we get into the stream customization, you'll see there's a setting here. You can do this, I believe, with premieres as well. But you can set your stream so that anyone can chat or only subscribers. And then you can change the time here. So they've got a few settings, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You really have to make a decision for yourself. You could do it per video. You don't have to do it for the whole channel, whether you want to turn something like this on. I do it on Superchat, but that's because we've been here for years. I feel like I know what I'm doing, and I'm watching like a hawk when it comes to statistics, how many people are here, how busy we are, and things like that. So if needed, I would turn those off or turn them down for a few streams. One of the things that's always been a problem is, like, let's say we get a raid, right? We don't get a ton of them, but we do get them. So when a raid comes in, Scratch and PPA usually has to remind me, hey, Kev, turn off the 20-minute time limit, because if somebody tries to raid you and you've got 20-minute time limit on your chat like this, you're going to lose a lot of people who've never seen it before. They're like, I'm not waiting for this. You know what I mean? What am I waiting for? So you got to make a decision about that. You can put it to members only. I haven't done any of these, but you can. And then one thing I don't talk about frequently is there's another setting here. It says live commentary. What this is for, you have a section where you set your moderators and banned users and things like that for your channel. There's another area called approved users, and we've used it for a couple of different things. But one of the things you could do, if you had a really big channel with millions of subscribers and the chat was just ridiculous, you could put that on, and then you could choose the people who could chat. Because let's say, I don't know if Mr. Beast uses it, but let's just say Mr. Beast wanted to do a live stream, but he only wanted Casey Neistat and PewDiePie and Deadmau5 to chat because they were doing something special. You could set that. So not something I recommend for any of us in almost any case, but as you learn about these features, you'll start to be able to decide whether you want to use them or not. But that's where that is, so hopefully that's helpful. And I can elaborate on anything if anybody would like. And then the source, tips for taking the background noise out of videos. Adobe had something for that. Let me see if I can find it. I wonder if this is it. I don't think it's this. Enhanced speech from Adobe. Podcast AI. Yeah, forgive me. We'll have to look that up. There is Adobe, I thought, made an app that was free that helps you kind of enhance your voice. Otherwise, you'd have to go through just about any audio program. One that I use, but I'm on a computer, so I use this as a I am a power user on a computer, in my opinion. Pardon me just for 1 second here. I'm just addressing something quickly important. Forgive me, when we talk about Audacity, this is a program that I use. There might be mobile versions of this. I've never used them, but as far as I know, it's just a computer program. Windows and Mac, it's free 100%. But I've been using this for years and years and years to enhance audio. There could be plugins for this or settings that will help with noise reduction, but I don't use them, so I don't know, to be honest with you. I haven't had to do any of that. And then Greenland Quilter Katie, when you do a collaboration and link the collabs for pre-recorded videos after lives, it is driving engagement. You're saying for both channels, you've noticed that, which is a great point. So thank you for that, Greenland Quilter Katie. So she's talking about the official collaboration feature, where when you're doing a collaboration with somebody else, you can literally identify each person's channel up to, I believe, 5 channels. And forgive me, Hala, I'm going to come back to your channel in a second. It's best if I show this. So let me see if Greenland Quilter Katie's got one that we can see. You know, it's funny that we're doing this today, because I was actually having a few conversations this weekend with people about the idea that I don't do enough of the information. You know, I wish we could always do more, but we're so focused on putting channels in the screen. When we look at Greenland Quilter Katie here, this video, this podcast video, she's doing one, and this has got the collaboration. So see, she's got Greenland Quilter and Mama J Patterns, right? And it looks like I'm not subscribed. And you're like, but how is that possible? Because we know I've been subscribed to Greenland Quilter Katie for 1.5 years. But this is why. When I click the subscribe button, look what happens. We get a list of collaborators. So every channel officially in that collaboration comes up. And the idea is then you can subscribe to all of the channels. Because in most cases, why wouldn't you? And this is what I've said about collaborations for a long time, for years. It's one of the biggest things we can do to grow our channels rapidly, because every time you're featured on somebody else's channel, you're pretty much guaranteed to grab not only a handful of subscribers, but their most supportive supporters. That right there is a perfect example. So thank you, Greenland Quilter Katie, because that gives me a chance to hit that point home with a little bit of reinforcement there. And so forgive me, the source. I know my answer wasn't very helpful when it comes to taking background noise out of videos. I'm actually trying to do the opposite right now, if you could believe it. I just upgraded from an iPhone 11 to an iPhone 17e, and the noise suppression is so aggressive on the phone that when I was doing an outdoor live stream the other day in Niagara Falls, you can't hear the background sound. I wanted everybody to hear the sound of the waterfall, and you can't hear it because Apple's knocking it out. So I got to get a different microphone or something for that. So it's funny how we can have opposite problems. How do you get less of the background noise? How do you enhance the background, right? Weird. Living large with L Crew, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. No Persuades is still here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I miss people here and there, but as long as you're active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. And Living Large with L Crew, I know she's aggressively working on watch hours. That's a creator who is truly living her best life. And the best shuffle dancer I know of in the Superchat family. I joke about that all the time. But she's out literally living life, traveling the world. And her videos are having impact on people. I know that, especially if somebody sends me somebody's video and says you have to see this, then I think that speaks volumes. And then Lakeside Laura, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. The J Jordan is in the house. They always share on X. I appreciate that. You know how some people have like their trademarks, right? You know, when I come in on anybody's premiere or live stream, you know I'm going to share on Reddit every time. And the J Jordan does this on X. So if you get enough of these friends who are doing this regularly for everybody, you'll be like, oh, I got somebody who always shares me on Facebook. I got somebody who always puts me on Reddit. I got somebody who always, you know what I mean? And you can get extra exposure that way. Scooter Renee LLC, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And and that, it makes sense. Greenland Quilter Katie. Yeah, actually, I should have thought of it. I'm putting up Katie's channel, but we do it on the Tuber Chat channel. I'm not even thinking. The interview series, some of the creators, we've added the collaboration link, the ones that wanted to do it. I don't know why I don't think of these things, but that's okay. So Magic Fabric Magician, thank you for the kind words. I hope everybody will connect with all of our moderators, because you know, I wouldn't be able to do these streams if it wasn't not the way they are, if it wasn't for their help, obviously. But they are some of the most supportive creators I've met. I've known all of them for years, and we're all dear friends with each other now. How do you become the background noise, says Mac Movement? Yeah, that's a nice idea. In the spirit of even stream sniping people and trying to be somebody's soundtrack would be a good idea. It's Nikki D is in the house. Good to see you here. Another longtime friend. And then, yeah, Annette's been a member officially for a month now, so thank you for that. That's one thing that I don't talk about enough, is those highlighted milestone messages. Those are a free bonus for anybody that's an official member on any channel if the creator has them enabled. And it's enabled by default, so you see them almost all the time. And it's interesting to know it also knocks life off of the stream boss here. As a fun fact, right? So a lot of people knock that out with those free bonuses. You get one every month. Every month you get a message that comes through as looks like a super chat, but it's colored green for the members, right? So again, not that I want to solicit that here, but just letting you know, if you have memberships on anybody's channel, you should try those out and make sure you get them. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I miss people here and there. We try to keep up. We still got a long way to go. Brandon Jacobson, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. That's actually a friend that I work with every day. My new full-time gig that I've been talking about, that I still call new, even though my 1-year anniversary is officially on paper coming up in 2 days. And then I officially started working 1 week after that. But it's literally coming up. Duke City Crew, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. So Brandon Jacobson, that's somebody that knows me too well now. But good to see you here. We were actually talking about YouTube today. So Brandon's somebody that I'm trying to sort of lightly convince to try making YouTube videos, because he does a lot of work that I think would be helpful. And he's got a lot of talent. I actually learn a lot in my job. I wouldn't have been able to do my full-time job if it wasn't for a lot of his help. Even today, we were out working together because he was helping me with something. I am not the handiest person in the world. My official job now is as a technician. I'm the clumsiest technician you'll ever see. I drop everything. I leave things everywhere. But somehow I'm scraping by. It's fake it till you make it, right? Hall is up on the screen right now. This is a creator I struggled to find a description for because their content is interesting, but a lot of it is actually event-based. So they take us outdoors specifically to things like car shows. Obviously an auto enthusiast. Many people will be able to pick off these makes and models better than me. But they take us to interesting places. Look at this. They've got a racetrack here. I keep talking about the festivals and parades. St. Patrick's Day, they gave us a behind-the-scenes look at this. And then sometimes they live stream them as well. So they got shorts on their channel. These have gotten into 3,100, 3,300 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. So like I said, they bring us these live streams from time to time. Soapbox Derby, when I was a kid, I thought I was going to make a soapbox racer one day, but I think I was a little bit too young to understand the concept. But interesting to see, and I've been lucky enough to see a few of these things on YouTube or other places. New Times, New Beginnings is still here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then, thanks for waiting that time limit out too, Brandon Jacobson. And then PK Adventure Travels, that's Ryan and Mel. Good to see you in the house. Time for me to spin. I'm going to start moving faster. I know I've been talking again so much today. Today I think was more useful than some of the speeches I give about pizza and pineapples and all the other nonsense I like to talk about. But today we're talking more YouTube. So hopefully everybody got value out of some of the things I talked about. And anybody can ask me to elaborate anytime. Please don't be shy about that, because I know I often say like, okay, I'm going to start hurrying up and getting through channels and this and that. But that's just me really thinking out loud, you know, where what we want to do is, like I said, help everybody get what they want out of YouTube. If that means a little bit more talking about the tips and tricks or knowledge or experience that any of us, including myself, can bring to the table, then we want to do more of that as well. I don't want anybody to wonder about how to do some of the things that we might be able to talk about or show easily. And then thank you, Scratch and PP. I don't know why I missed that from Rushing Wind Mountain again. Rushing Wind Mountain sent a super chat so that we will look at Vintage Style by Joe's channel. So we will look at both of them in a moment. I think I forgot to put Ruby on the wheel again for the 1,000th time. So I don't know why that is. Luckily, I featured them a couple of times. So, and luckily everybody has patience. We're all friends here. And then the Nichols 13, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I've got them on the wheel also. Chewbacca French Bulldog, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And hopefully, again, I'm not missing anybody. I know I say it a million times. So 7 minutes with Cheryl. This creator's actually been with us, I think, a few times by now. This must be the first time we've got their channel on the screen, though. 81 subscribers. We would love to push them towards their first 100. And thank you, Scratch and PPA. I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm missing so much. This is exactly what I just said about our moderators. I hope everybody will connect with them. I wouldn't be able to do these live streams the way they are if it wasn't for their help. I can't tell you how many mistakes I make. As many as anybody, maybe more, and Scratch and PPA must be catching 99% of them or more. 7 Minutes with Cheryl is working on 100 subscribers. So this creator is talking about some spiritual inspiration, I believe, and a bit of motivation and other traditional inspiration. So many teachings, testimonies, pardon me, and biblical truths as well. I'm just going to grab the latest video from this creator. I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. So what I'm doing is taking that video, putting it into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I will give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on, as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well, so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here every 3 days or so. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And then, again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat or anything anybody has mentioned. We're moving fast again today. Joe Wee, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Looks like they're a friend of the source. Doran sent friends over here for months, ever since their very first time coming into Tuber Chat. I certainly do appreciate that. Together We Travel has been a friend for several years now, I believe, as well. And Jesse Journals and Unboxes, forgive me for not having you on the wheel. I just watched her video before we started. It was the last video I watched today before starting, because we missed hers yesterday. We were out. We weren't expecting to be so long. I thought we would be home for Jesse's premiere. I think Kristen caught it before me, but I wanted to make sure I watched it. Another channel that I've been taken away with that I enjoy watching her videos is Vintage Style by Joe. So she's obviously had impact on Ruby from Rushing Wind Mountain. So we'll talk about her content in a second. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So Chewbacca French Bulldog dropped a super chat. We're going to look at that channel right after Rushing Wind Mountain, but thank you for that. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated always. And then the Scout Scratcher is here. I just caught them too for a live stream or a premiere yesterday, I think it was, right? Vintage Style by Joe is somebody who makes vibrant, colorful, handmade, and homemade things on her channel, and she shares her techniques with us. But I came to learn even just recently, this creator's been with us for, it's well beyond a year. I'm not sure if it's 2 years by now, but this creator's been with us long over a year, I believe. And only recently did I realize that she's getting a lot of the stuff from other influencers or creators of different kinds as well. I learned that in this video talking about the curtains. This creator's making pillows. They're making quilts. They made a bag for your computer or tablet the other day. They make seasonal items, like not just decorations, but Easter themed ideas, Christmas themed ideas. I've seen them make gift bags and traditional quilting. They've let us know that something like a pillow, one of my favorite things that I've seen them make, could take up to 150 pieces of material or fabric. Sometimes scraps. They often work with scraps, not always. And then I came to know that their husband does a lot of woodwork too. It might have been in that same video where they were talking about that and saying that their husband used scraps of wood as well. They got all these scraps of wood they got to find something to do with now. So interesting that they've got that going on. And then this creator's got another video here as well. She let us know, I think a quilt on the channel has taken over 500 pieces. But there's so many beautiful, vibrant, colorful things that people can make. And somebody like myself, I'm not going to have ideas like this, but I am constantly impressed by the different ideas that I see. I've seen Joe take regular household items. I've literally seen them take a rubbish bin and turn it into a vibrant, colorful, handmade thing to have in their sewing room or sewing area, which is a wonderful idea. So I'm just going to take the shorts here and have a look. They've got into 2,200, 2,600, 4,000 views on one of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. So this creator is a dynamic host, to say the least. I've been lucky enough to catch her for several live streams, plenty of live streams. There she is right there, and she sometimes has a multicam setup too. I'd like to find one of those rollovers, but this is typically what you'll see. She's showing everybody the different things she's working on or explaining techniques and things like that as well. there she is with a multicam setup. This is what I was talking about. So she does a couple of those things. You can get a hands-on view of the things she's working on, as well as a look at what she's talking about, if that makes sense. So Vintage Style by Joe has passed 3,000 subscribers. No surprise. And hopefully we can push her a little bit farther, keep that 3,000 locked in, get her working towards 3,100 now. And like I was saying earlier, she must have had impact on Rushing Wind Mountain. That creator's name is Ruby, another over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. She's been with us for what I insist is 5 years. Ruby might say it's something like 4 years, but I think it's 5. Somewhere between there. But this creator has been an over-the-top, generous, and loyal, and dedicated supporter all of this time. So let's talk about her channel now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know that I say that a million times. Vintage Style by Joe says she does multicam for do-it-yourself videos. So she's demonstrating. Then that gives me an idea. And then, yeah, so the watch later list is something that everybody has. It's a private list, private playlist, but it's so easy to add videos in there, right? If I go to Rushing Wind Mountain, I just click the 3 dots and right away save to playlist. I can save it in any playlist that I've got. I got a few that I've been running for people. I've got some Superchat special playlists here. I've got my catch-up list that I talk about, but that's unlisted. I just use that. I dump videos in and out of there almost every day. And then the watch later list is something everybody has. I use that for brand new videos, but that's just because I'm working with at least 2 playlists every day when it comes to watching videos. And I want to make sure that I catch those. Like, I try to make sure I watch where possible, everybody's first video that I'm ever seeing on their channel. So if I put it in there, it's because I want to sit there and make sure I make the time to watch those. But the watch later list, like I said, can be a great tool. Playlists are always a great tool. Now, Rushing Wind Mountain brings us an interesting mix of content on their channel. It's always pleasing audio, always pleasing visuals. They're bringing us content from the Pacific Northwest primarily, and it's nature and wildlife. But the videos can go anywhere from a minute to 2 minutes long, up to 3 hours, even 12 hours. Pardon me, in some cases. Pleasing audio, pleasing visuals of different types. I'm just going to take the latest video. In this case, because it's 3 hours, like what I'll do is I'll run that at the end of my catch-up list. I'll watch everybody's 3, 4, and 5 minute videos. But when they start to get to 20 minutes, 40 minutes, if I run out of time, I don't always, but let's say I got an hour to sit there and watch videos, it's the 3, 4, 5, and 6 minute ones that get watched, and then the longer stuff gets run if I run out of time. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 18,000, 30,000 views. A few more have got even more views than that, which is great to know. And then they've got live streams on the channel as well. Now, Ruby's experimented with vertical and horizontal, or portrait and landscape live streams, and they've found success with both. But again, it's pleasing audio, pleasing visuals, and they've got quite a mix on the channel. They've even got fireplace videos for us when we're getting around to the winter season. And then, hopefully, I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say it 100 times. Thank you again for another super chat, Rushing Wind Mountain. She dropped that so that we would look at Vintage Style by Joe's channel. It's an incredibly generous thing to have done, especially for another creator. Obviously, we honor those, but I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support as well. And then, like I said, Ruby's been a dear friend. She's out every day. I run into Ruby from Rushing Wind Mountain probably every day in premieres and live streams supporting other people. And then Chewy the French Bulldog is coming up right now. We'll see what they got going on. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @ mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. When we look at Chewy the French Bulldog, so Chewbacca French Bulldog in the chat, this is a channel I've got to get to know, but they got 453 subscribers right now, more than halfway on the official road to 500, so we'd love to push them a little bit farther. They say they live in Mexico. Their brother, Sylvester the Tuxedo Cat, and their sister, Angel, a tortie cat, and their mom and dad. So they got quite a bit going on over here. It's mostly shorts on this channel, or exclusively shorts for now. But these have already gotten into 2,000, 2,700, and 6,700 views. So here we always talk about connecting with creators with videos that are 3 minutes or longer. But when you find a channel that's exclusively shorts like this, my recommendation is just to watch 2 or 3 or 4 of them. It's the same 3 or 4 or 5 minutes we were going to watch anyway. But that also shows YouTube that you cared so much about this creator's content that you went back for seconds and maybe even thirds, right, as an idea. So Chewy the French Bulldog, thank you again for the super chat. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. I know I say it a million times, but it really is unnecessary. But we like to put those channels on the screen right away. And then I hadn't had Jesse Journals and Unboxes on the screen or on the wheel, but luckily Scratch and PPA reminded me. So now they've come up, we'll talk about what they're doing on their channel. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into TuberChat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. We're going to take another break right after this channel, so we'll be gone for about 7 minutes and then we'll come right back. We still got an hour to go, plenty of time to put plenty of channels on the wheel and the screen, which we'll continue to do. And Jesse Journals and Unboxes is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. Now, all of our moderators have channels of their own. They all do different things. They're all dear friends of each other. I'm dear friends with all of them. They've all been with us and with me for years. But they all have an overwhelming sense of generosity as well. I'd like to think that's what connects us all. That's what draws me to them. But either way, you're going to be able to meet lots more friends and family members for your own YouTube channel anytime you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, because we all connect this way exactly the same way. So you will be able to meet people the same way we do here in TuberChat. Six Bows is back. Good to see you here. And the Scout Scratcher, I think I said hello, right? Jesse Journals and Unboxes is now working on 2,800 subscribers, which is great to see. This creator over the years has unboxed all sorts of different things, many times from subscription services or businesses with subscriptions, but not always. Sometimes it's hauls, sometimes it is Happy Mail, and a lot of collaborations. So you'll notice in the titles, Jesse Journals and Unboxes is using the collaboration feature we talked about earlier. Lately, for the last year or so, maybe a little bit longer, she's really focused on the crafting supplies and other things that are kind of related to that. Many subscription services, but she also shows us what she makes or creates with the things she finds in the subscription services or boxes and in her unboxing videos. This past video yesterday was a perfect example. I just watched this before TuberChat today, but she shows us in this video like 4 different examples of things that she's made with some of the things she's found in one of the subscription services or one of the services available that brings collaging or journaling supplies, let's just say. See, I trip over the terminology because I'm still learning after all this time. Jesse Journals and Unboxes, though, like I said, often collaborates with people, and she's unboxed everything you can think of over the years. She's gotten into books, postcards, washi tape, crafting supplies, snacks, jewelry, bath and beauty products, pretty much you name it. And then she features the things that she finds in her unboxing videos in the shorts on the channel. Many of the newest ones featuring a lot of this washi tape. It's the only reason I know what washi tape is because of her channel. And many of these shorts have done really well, getting into 2,100 views now. Another one at 2,100, one at 2,300. And again, if you dig through these, you're going to find bath and beauty products, snacks, stationery, cards of different types, tons of washi tape now, and other examples. There's a snacks right there, for instance. So hopefully everybody will connect with Jessie Journals and Unboxes. Now, she's done plenty of live streams in the past, and we'll see if she's going to bring any in the future, but we've got our notification bell on either way. She always drops a video on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, but sometimes she has extra content and drops an extra video like this past week. I can't believe I didn't see this one. I must have not realized. Yeah, this came out on, I thought it was Thursday. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list, and that will make sure that I get through that. But forgive me for missing that video. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Jessie Journals and Unboxes. Again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Let's do that break. We'll make this one quick. I am going to play a clip from our interview series, though. From the first ever episode, the first ever clip I started playing from Two Pineapples. They actually joined me again. So I keep saying there's six episodes, but there's kind of a bonus. The 900th live stream, the first 2 hours features a follow-up conversation with this creator where we're talking about how we're using ChatGPT and the other AI systems to help with our YouTube channel. So hopefully everybody will watch these, but let's hear what Two Pineapples has to say about how to get 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. We've had a friendship that's gone on beyond 3 years now. I think we're actually getting a lot closer to 4. And I appreciate your friendship, Lou, of course. But I remember very clearly, I won't forget this, a conversation that we had. You were talking to me about how to grow over the course of all this time. And you mentioned the idea of coming into live streams in the chat, hanging out and having true conversation with people so that you can really get to know people and get known as well.
Yeah, that was way back. Looking back, what I went from 0 to 1,000 to 4,000 overnight, and the 0 to I think it was 82 was a completely different crowd than the 3,000 to 4,000 crowd.
Right.
And in the live stream, the people that are in when you're at 4,000 subscribers aren't the people that you started with.
Okay.
And coming into a live stream, especially a live stream like mine, it's important to recognize the situation. There's a very good chance everybody knows that you're going to have a channel. You don't have to tell them. They can click on your name and look it up. There's a pretty good chance that everybody is going to welcome you if you come in with just a hello. For us, it's an aloha, but just a hello. How are things going? I had a double cheeseburger today, and start jump into a conversation like that. Instead of just coming in and self-promoting or telling people another channel that you came from, or instinctively trying to drop a link because you're desperate to grow your channel. You'll grow if there's 3 people in that live stream and you sit with them for 30 minutes and just talk about what you did the last weekend, there's a good chance you're going to get into the conversation that you have a channel, or they're already looking at your channel and will bring it up, and you'll get a subscriber without even trying. Less is more in a live stream. Blasting and marketing yourself in another person's live stream get you nowhere. And my live stream is loaded with moderators and tools. I have a team. I have a Monday meeting. Every Monday, a meeting with all my moderators. I have 11 of them. They all do different things. One is engaged in community safety and preparation. One is involved in making sure my content and links get out. Another one is in safety and security. Another one is just a meet and greeter. Everybody has a role to play. So coming into a live stream like mine, and I'm not the only one, coming into a live stream like mine and just blasting where you're from, as where you came from as another channel, or self-promoting, it won't last. So be friendly. I mean, it's a good spot to just say, hey, I went to the river last week and went fishing. It's a great spot to be able to do that. You'll make more friends that way faster.
Oh, I might have forgot to spin the wheel before we went there, so let's do it right away. We'll get another channel ready to go. And like I mentioned, we've still got quite a bit of time. It's almost an hour. Oh, I'm so jealous. Covaction has got a Synology expansion for their NAS. My dear goodness, yes. I window shop for Synology NAS all the time. I aspire one day to have at least a 5-bay. I actually have a Drobo somewhere I haven't even used. Somebody gave it to me, a friend with a business that uses all kinds of hard drive stuff, and I haven't got hard drives to put in it. Any externals that I've got are in their own cases. I haven't decided to pull them apart yet. And then the price of hard drives has gone through the roof, right? It's double what it was a year or two ago. So that becomes a little bit of a headache. But NAS is a great idea. Actually, Canadian Family Life just did a video. Tiffany's husband, Chris, just did a video about their NAS system. He didn't mention the brand that I could find in the video, so I don't know if maybe it's one that he built or like a NAS, what do we call them? Not a cabinet. I can't remember for the life of me what you call it when the hard drive, it's the thing for the hard drive that doesn't come with the hard drive. But you know what I mean. And then, and then yeah, NAS is network attached storage. So most of us who've used hard drives are used to plugging them into our computers. You plug it in with USB, maybe you plug it into an adapter, or sometimes your router or your printer might have an extra port you can plug it into. But NAS allows you, by network access storage, or network attached storage, you're able to add it to your router with an Ethernet cable, or Ethernet cable, however you want to pronounce that. And what that does is it allows anybody on the network to access the same hard drive at the same time. Of course, you have to be careful about overwriting files, but they have software for that. But when you start to get into having like gigs and gigs, terabytes of data, like all your video files and things like that, you might want to think about a NAS, because it also has backup features where, let's say you have all your videos backed up on a hard drive. That's great, but if the house burns down or the hard drive falls off the desk or gets stolen, all your stuff is gone, right? So the way that you can alleviate that, the chance of that happening, a NAS system, let's say you have one that takes 2 hard drives. You can set it up so that they're exact copies of each other. So even if one hard drive fails, the other one's still good. Or in a 4 or 5 bay one, you have 4 or 5 hard drives. 2 of them can be set up for backup, and 3 of them can be set up for use. I don't know if this makes sense the way I'm describing it. It's better everybody look this up if you're interested. But, oh, there's Chris's creation fund right there. But basically, his is a, I don't know why I didn't catch that in the video. How do you pronounce that? Is it Ancestor? Ancestor? I wonder if that's how you pronounce. I don't know. I feel like I recognize the name from Canada Computers. Chris's creation fund is in New Brunswick. So they likely look at Canadian computers or Canada computers all the time. But yeah, a NAS system also allows you to do something where, let's say you're a real power user, right? You start to have, like, let's say, you don't have to, but a YouTube studio, you're doing videos for multiple channels, multiple people, or whatever. Now you can have a system at your house or wherever, and you can have another system somewhere else. So, God forbid there's a flood, or the house burns down, or there's a nuclear explosion, you still have all the data backed up on another duplicate system of hard drives somewhere else. And this is what big business does, right? This is why, like, Amazon and Google and Microsoft and this and that, we don't really have to worry if the worst of the worst of the worst happens to one of their data centers. They have copies in other places. This is how websites work. You notice you go on in the internet and the websites almost always work because they have different data centers all over the world working on systems similar. So I don't know how much of what I'm saying is interesting or makes sense, but I just love that stuff. I am a nerd and a geek through and through, so that stuff is my language. Just Jason Keto is changing up his graphics and presentation on his channel regularly. He talks about a proper human diet and specifically keto, right? A lot of people are familiar with keto, a keto-based diet and lifestyle. When we look at his channel, we see a ton of recipes. What I have always liked about Jason's recipes on his channel, he's only got a few ingredients. Most of us have most of the stuff in our house already. and they only take a few minutes to make. He doesn't have recipes that often go on for long periods of time. So if you're somebody who needs to make healthier choices quickly, this is a perfect example of where you can find some of that. He's known for chaffles. He's done well over 100 chaffle videos alone, but he has done tons of other recipes as well. And then he does product reviews, some of the things he might find in a health food store or grocery store, things that are marketed towards a keto-based diet or lifestyle. They might say no sugar added and things like this, but he can help us understand the ingredients there. Once in a while, he does traditional unboxings, something that might help with a YouTube channel like a GoPro or a gimbal. And then he's always thinking about new ideas for the audience. So for the holidays, he did a different series. He's done that kind of thing for live streams as well. He's got plenty of guests on the channel. They join him to share their insights, their life experience, trials, tribulations. And then we'll see more of that in the live streams. But he's got shorts here as well. And healthy looking grilling shorts have done really well for him, getting into 5,000, 6,000, and 7,000 views, even 8,800 on one of his barbecue videos. What Jason does, he's got a barbecue video that's done really well for him. And so he revisits that Weber barbecue at least once a year to make another video, knowing that, first of all, it's going to get a lot of views, and it's going to help the older videos get a lot of views as well. So we can duplicate our own success. We're not always looking for what we're doing wrong. We're looking for the things we're doing right so that we can do more of those, right? We never get to pick the winners. We just go out there, we make hundreds of videos eventually, and the audience always decides. But once they've decided for us, or once luck has come by, or whatever we want to call it, and taken a few of our videos to make the channel fly, we can duplicate some of that success, let's just say. This creator also has one short at 23,000. I've seen that one, so I promise you it's entertaining. Peter Dell from Australia, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Soul Magic Fabric Magician, thank you for the super chat and the kind words for our moderators. I certainly appreciate it. I'm sure they do as well. We'll put that channel up on the screen next. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. Then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. And then YouTube video is like winning a lottery sometimes. Just Jason Keto live streams on this channel. He's live every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, sometimes with a guest, sometimes it's Jason, always talking keto, often talking YouTube, and then sometimes he even introduces us to other YouTube influencers who've had impact on him in a homestead hangout, or he might take us for some travel-based content. He's actually set up another channel now, and it's called It's Just Jason. This is a fellow Canadian, by the way, and I've met up with him a few times in real life. This creator has got another channel set up where he can post anything that doesn't fit on the keto-based diet or lifestyle channel. So he's at 51 subscribers right now. He's got some outdoor content, some of that winter weather. We got pummeled this year with snow in southern Ontario. And then he's got shorts on the channel as well. So travel so far, but he's got other plans for that channel as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto. Oh, and there you go. Yeah, Just Jason Keto. Once you get a video that runs, like just starts running and keeps going, it's very possible for it to just keep going on and on and on, which is great, you know, and then all you're trying to do is raise the bar on your own channel. Find something else that's going to start to take off in a similar way eventually. Fairbrick Studio, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. So Fabric Magician, this is Fabric Magician Annette. We're going to have a look at their channel right now. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. So I know I cut myself off from a speech earlier. I meant to talk about the idea of YouTube being a social network. The best success that we've seen in this community comes from doing more for others than we expect for ourselves. I know we wish everybody would like our channels. I know we wish everybody would watch our videos and share them with their friends. But the more we do those things for other people, the more other people will do them for us. I promise you. The number one thing I'm thanked for on YouTube is sharing people's videos on the community tab. So I couldn't begin to tell you how many times people share my videos out, whether it's on Superchat or on my personal channel or other things, right? It happens all the time, more than I could count, because I've done so much for other people. There's a caveat to the idea, if we want to look at it that way. Life is not fair, but we all know this. So when I talk about the idea of giving more to others, you have to be comfortable with the fact that you may actually have to do that, which means if you want 3 views on your video, you go watch 10 videos. If you want 3 comments on your videos, you go comment on 10 different videos. And you just keep doing that and doing that and doing that, and you trust the system, and eventually what will happen is the support that you're getting from other people will be so overwhelming that you won't even be able to keep up, although you try. Now, the truth is, as long as we're all doing as much as we can for each other, everybody will be just fine. But I can't say it enough. Doing more for other people's channels, doing all the things you wish they would do for you, but doing it for them, is what makes people come to your channel and do things for your content. I cannot begin to tell you the overwhelming generosity that I get from other people, primarily because of what we're doing here, but I'm out there every day watching live streams, hanging out in chats, sharing videos, both on the community tab and on X, or Reddit is what I meant to say, or wherever, and talking about this all the time, right? That's how this whole thing has to go. It's social media, whether we like to call it that or not. So we have to take part in the social network. And then, I just want to emphasize that again and again and again. So Peter Dell, in a perfect world, yes, if somebody was to start a YouTube channel today, I would say the same things that the biggest YouTubers who talk about this stuff talk about. I would say it is best to have razor sharp focused and a niche, right? An example is Superchat. We only do one thing here. Sure, I make a couple of videos here and there of interviews. We're always talking about the same thing, right? We don't do cooking here. We don't do quilting here. We don't do golfing here. And we don't scratch lottery tickets here. Lots of creators do, but not on this channel. So this channel is so razor sharp focused. That's why it's so solid and strong. There's nothing wrong with variety. I started with variety. I still have a variety channel. But Superchat does 10 times the volume that my personal channel does, with more subscribers. I have 10,000 over there. We have 6,700 here, which is still amazing when you think about it, actually, how far we've come over the years. But it's 10 times, and I'm not kidding about that. So the razor sharp focus helps. I wouldn't want anybody to be discouraged from starting a YouTube channel for doing variety. I'm still doing my channel. I'm still putting whatever I want on there because I care so much about the YouTube journey to continue to learn that I know I'm going to do better than average anyway. And better than average on a variety channel for me is just as successful as anything else. Trying to find something that I'm razor sharp focused at that I may not be as passionate about, I don't know. But these are things we have to think about. If you're already doing variety, just keep doing what you want to do. Eventually, some of your videos will start to fly and you will do more of those videos. The stuff that doesn't perform, I promise you will abandon out of instinct and you won't have to worry about it. And that's absolutely right, Greenland Quilter Katie. There are a million things we can do for each other for free and for our favorite creators and our friends that don't always come down to super chats and memberships and monetization. There's enough of all of that out there that if we all do all of the free things that we know we can do for each other, all of that will come from plenty of different places, and I promise you there's enough for everybody. The Fabric Magician, this creator is posting videos occasionally, so it's been a few months since they put a new video out, but they're doing some live streams. So you see they just did one yesterday, the day before that. So they're doing these very frequently. And obviously at the sewing machine, I'm hoping I can catch another one of these soon, because it's already been a week and a half. Pardon me, I've caught a few of these. And then if you know when you're going live next, I'd love to know. The Fabric Magician, I'm not sure. I don't think she puts her live streams out in advance. But that's okay. That's something that we can work towards if we're not already doing it. And it's just an idea, not necessarily right for everybody. Everybody's got to make their own decisions and decide what's right for their channel. Not everything is a universal truth around here, right? And then 1,000 views, 1,400 views on some of these short videos, but this creator's always laughing, always smiling. Looks like they're almost singing and dancing as well, so having a good time on the channel, which is great to know. And working towards 200 subscribers already, which is great. Hopefully we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And there you go. Yeah, so that's great to know. Duke City Crew says they never forgot the channels who got them started. And I'm always happy to see people do that as well. There are things we can do to keep track of that kind of thing. I'll show you something right now. This is part of Streamlabs in the background, right? I keep this window open while we're on Superchat. And this is part of their cloud bot. You see Streamlabs comes up in the chat sometimes, but they've got this loyalty system back here. And you could do a few things with it. It has to do with points for people when they interact with your chat. I just use it to keep track, literally, of every person that's ever been in 939 live streams on Superchat. Almost. If it didn't work or I forgot once or twice or 5 times, you know, or whatever. But I'm not kidding that I have over 900 spreadsheets of these. It takes 2 seconds to copy it and paste it into Google Sheets. And that way, you know, nobody's ever going to nobody's ever going to be forgotten. So even channels that have been with you for years, this is how I remember. Lots of people wonder, like, wow, Kevin, you know everybody's channel. No, I don't know everybody's channel, but I learn what I can over time, and it's really hard to remember. Some of the people who've been most supportive, who've been in the chat constantly, who message me on Instagram and Facebook and things like that. But I have a system set up where I know I'm never going to forget them. And this anybody can do. Nightbot keeps logs of everything everybody ever says in your premieres and live streams. You just have to go in there and copy it. Like everything else, it's a little bit of work, but I promise you, it takes seconds. And this is what can help you, because there's nothing like the feeling of not being forgotten. You know, we all can agree on that. We know we help other people, but to not be forgotten, what have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? It's a great feeling to know that you're going to be remembered and not left to the wayside. Lots of people check on me if they haven't heard from me in a while, and I check on a lot of people if I haven't heard from them in a while. I do it all the time, at least every week. I wouldn't say every day or even close to it, but at least every week I notice a couple of people who haven't been around, and I just, you know, a quick check on Instagram, Facebook, or anywhere else. Just, you know, hey, how you doing? And make sure everybody's okay. D-Lo Flow Show is up on the screen right now. So this creator's got 521 subscribers. I believe they came in from our dear friend Big Dude. Big Dude's been with us a few years as well, and he sent over a couple of friends as a minimum. So this is a channel I'm just getting to know, and is it the first time we've got your channel on the screen here? I feel like it's not, but it might be. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos, Alien Movie Collection Review. I didn't actually see the Alien movies. I might have seen one of them, or pieces of them, but I'll be interested to hear what you have to say. I'm going to put this video into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about that helps me keep caught up with creators. And this is how I learn about channels, right? Most of you have seen this already. It goes without saying. But, you know, I put channels on the screen. I'm going to grab a video from them. I'm going to watch that. Sometimes I catch people for premieres or live streams. And over time, it takes months, but eventually I start to get to know the content and sometimes the creators behind the channels as well. Like I said, anybody can reach out anytime. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time. This creator's got a couple of ideas on the about section, so we can get an idea of where the content might be going. 2,600, 4,000 views on a couple of these shorts, which is great to see, and live streams as well. So yeah, forgive me, this must be the first time that I've had your channel on the screen. So they're doing a few things here. Looks like chasing watch hours, which is good to know, and well over 500 subscribers, which is great to know as well. And then Hala. Yeah, YouTube is like family. That's why I use the word family all the time. I didn't start this. Superchat and what we're doing here, like the idea of a growth stream or a place people can come just to connect with each other is not my idea. I saw other people doing this, and then I said, I'm just going to do what those people are doing, but we're going to put the focus on friendships, because I've been in social media from the beginning. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the one thing that, you know, drives the thing like through the roof. And, you know, I'm lucky I was right and it's working. But this was not my idea. The inspiration came from the fact that those friends that I met 7 years ago, people like Brown Girl Bella, people like Elevate with Vern, people like Angel Light Over Darkness, Jeremy D-Day, Ace Flaw 1, they've all been with me longer than Tuberchat's been a channel. And when I said to them, I'm going to do what you're doing, but I'm going to do it just my way, they didn't say don't. They didn't say don't copy me, go find your own, there's too many growth streams, go do something else. They said, we'll help you build it. And you know, just from those 5 names that I've mentioned, not to mention many more, that they did. They're still with us today, 7 years later, still supporting. So this is the kind of thing that can happen. How can you not call that family? When these people will look for you when you disappear for a week and check on you to make sure you're okay. I know I mentioned that already, but I'm not kidding, right? So these are just ideas. And then, thank you for that, by the way, Hala. Let me spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. I'm going to start racing through channels now because we just got a half an hour left. We'll get to as many as we can. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Oh, thank you, Scratch and PPA. Scratch and PPA pays more attention to what's happening in the stream than I'm able to even do, if you can imagine. You know, I talk about him as a beloved and dedicated moderator and one of the most supportive creators that I've met. But if you spend any amount of time in these streams, you're going to see me make mistakes constantly, and Scratch and PPA picking up on probably everything that I miss. Not only is he an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, but you can see how much he cares about not just what we're doing here. Like, I'm going to be eternally grateful for everything he does for us and for myself. But you can see how much he cares about his fellow creators, making sure that things don't get missed, things don't get forgotten. You know, these are just ideas. Woof and Snort, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. And then the Feral Grandma is also in the house. Good to see you here. Forgive me for missing you when you came in. And when we look at what I'm doing here, then Simply Debbie Sue I put on the screen right now because I spun. But Jane Living Skies Color Creative is coming up next. So forgive that. Luckily, like I said, we're all friends here and everybody's patient with each other, especially me, I hope. And then Simply Debbie Sue is up here. This creator has one of my favorite lines that I've ever read on a about section. They say, let me read it from the beginning. Welcome, y'all. I'm Debbie Sue, just a simple soul nestled in the heart of the Virginia mountains where the porch swings slow and the stories run deep. And this creator actually shares a lot of opportunity to get to know her. One of the videos that's going to probably stand out to me that I will remember for ever or for a long time is a visit from her sister. This one here, it's from a month ago already. Her sister had brought her a gift here, some handmade stuff obviously, but they talked about Actually, her sister not always enjoying being on YouTube, as a lot of people are not, but willing to help her sister anyway. And it's a wonderful chance to get to know people when we see videos like this. But Simply Debbie Simply Debbie Sue is going to give us lots of stories to be told. I'm just going to grab her latest video and some inspiration, I must say, and if not spiritual inspiration. Shorts on this channel have gotten into now 1,600, 1,800 views. A bit of variety here, some winter weather, so they can bring us all 4 seasons, which is great to know. And then working on 1,300 subscribers, so they let us know they're going to bring us faith, stories, and simple joys, which is absolutely true. But I'm really grateful for all of the positivity that we see from channels, because we know people can go other ways on YouTube, right? But all the positivity, and, I say spiritual inspiration, but inspiration of any kind, motivation and things like that. Living Skies, Color Creative and Vintage. Jean Litterick's changed her channel name a couple of times, so I keep tripping over it. Jody Genealogy is here. That's Marketplace Boutique with a second channel. I believe she's got a membership on at least one channel. She usually has at least one. Pardon me, I'm going to put her channel up on the screen in a second. I think when, just as a thought, Simply Debbie Sue, I talk about that video because I watched it in full. I sat there and watched that video where her sister was visiting. Sometimes you find people who are willing to support, like my family. Many of the members of my immediate family have done videos with me. You know what I mean? So that's like, that's as much support as anybody can give you, is actually to help you make content, right? But they all support me in many different ways. They've, given me many things that I can use as backdrops or for content and things like that, and, helped in that way. But I think one of the things that we might be able to do is when you see a video like what I was talking about with Simply Debbie Sue, her sister's visiting there, but if she gets a lot of comments on that video that, say, thank you for introducing us to your sister, oh, we want to see more of her, oh, what a beautiful soul, and things like that, which is all true. If you see the video, you'll see that what I'm saying is true, not just the idea of trying to convince her to come on YouTube more, but you might be able to. You might be able to squeeze some more support out of people who just need that little bit of a push, just from some of the kind things we can say to each other. So I hope, nobody's shy about that. When you have something nice to say to somebody else, I hope you just say it, and give people the extra comment you might have held back, if that's ever a thing. And then she just filmed another one with her sister again. So perfect. That's great to know. Living Skies, Coloring Creative and Vintage. This is Jane Litterick. This is another friend who's been with us long enough that I've seen a couple of name changes on the channel, and I'm just poking fun because I keep tripping over the handles now that YouTube forced us to use those. When we look at the subscriber count, she's working on 1,100 subscribers. We'd love to push her a little bit farther. This creator lets us know she's creating a lot of different types of things, including coloring pages here, but she'll also take us shopping in a budget-friendly way. When we look at this channel, I'm just going to grab the latest video, put this in my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep joking about that helps me keep or get caught up with creators. Is that an original Tickle Me Elmo? My dear goodness. And then shorts on this channel have gotten into 4,700 views, 8,800 on one. I think this one is newer. I don't recognize a couple of these. I wonder if some of the newer shorts are doing even better for this channel. And then live streams as well. So I caught you for a live stream about a month ago. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these again soon. I'm always interested to see things that I do not do, especially when it comes to artistic creative talent. I have my own creative talent, but it's not artistic. I can do anything with a computer, but when it comes to art, drawing, coloring, and things like that, I don't enjoy it. I have been doing the smallest amount of coloring lately for a reason. I visit a family member that does a bit of that, and I find it to be relaxing. But I know that that's become an even bigger thing over the years, right? Adult coloring books. I'm sure there's web pages you can download things, but watercolor and things are something I don't think I've done much experimenting with. But it's impressive for me to watch and see the talent people have when they bring these things on YouTube, if that makes any sense. So hopefully everybody will connect with, pardon me, Soul Magic Fabric Magician, and we were just looking at Jane Litterick's channel. Oh my dear goodness. I gotta put it back to get the name of it again. And the Nichols Journey's coming up in a quick second here. Living Skies, Coloring, Creative, and Vintage. So they're doing a few different things there. The Nichols Journey's out supporting people all the time. I'm running into them constantly. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. I should make it a goal maybe to do a couple of videos with a couple more of my family members, because I've done plenty with Kristen. I've done, I can't remember for the life of me, at least one with my son, at least one with my nephew. One of them I think twice though, and I could be wrong about that. I've done videos with friends, and I still gotta somehow find one to do with my sister and my niece. I have a couple of those Loot Crate boxes, those subscription boxes that I never opened, and my sister was hanging on to a couple of them for me. I gotta see if she still got them. They're from years ago. Everybody already knows what's in the boxes, but it'll be interesting to stress everybody out and open them when people would say, no, don't open that, they're 5 years old, you can probably sell them. But we'll see. The Nichols Journey is up here right now. More spiritual inspiration on this channel. Another creator I'm still getting to know, but they've actually got a couple of channels now. So I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. This one's more homesteading or getting into gardening here, but I'll put that into my catch-up list. And then they've got shorts over here as well. These have gotten into 3,200, 3,500 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. So they've been on pretty frequently, actually. Have I not caught you? 3 weeks ago I caught one live stream. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these again soon. I'm just curious to know if you're going to go live again anytime soon. You can let us know. And then Butler Family Farm would have been on probably almost an hour now. They're on now. And then Michael's Adventures will have a premiere coming up at 8 o'clock right after Tuber Chat. I'm going to get the link for that right now. We'll start raiding in over there. And he's on every day at 8 p.m. A little bit early, but I often forget to drop the link early enough, so we'll do that right this second. And the Nichols Journey has another channel. Let me see if I can remember. My dear goodness. Nichols Journey Extras. I gotta try to remember the name of the channel. I trip it up because I'm mixing up the words here. But Nichols Journey Extras is here, and this is where their adventures get a little louder, a little messier, and a whole lot more fun. So that's interesting to know. Looks like some family togetherness here, maybe even some camping. When we look at what they're doing, they got a brand new video from a few days ago. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about. Actually, lots of camping. Lots more than I thought. Oh, and lots of people will like this grilling video as well. Smoked and sizzling barbecue feast. Sounds like a great idea. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,200 views, 1,400 for a camping breakfast. There we go. We saw that on another channel today. And then live streams on the channel as well. I've gotten into up to 3 weeks ago. A couple hours they go on for, which is great to know. Blonde Travel and Gypsy did a camping breakfast or an outdoor breakfast video that I was talking about earlier today. There's Hannah Rebecca. Hannah Rebecca and Living Large with L crew are both rounding up friends to swap playlists with. So I know that Jane Litterick was working with them on that. And they're two of my top channels for last year because we swap playlists with each other. So it shows you that the stuff is counting, the stuff is working when these things are happening, right? But Hannah, Rebecca, and Living Large with All Crew are both always up for swapping playlists. And then I clear it out, Peter Dell. I clear it out at least once a week. So it usually gets somewhere between 20 and 30 videos per stream. And then it depends. Today's a little bit more than usual, which is great to know. But I try to clear it out before it gets to 100. And then there's Blonde Travel and Gypsy still in the house right now. That was one video I made a point to watch. Was their outdoor breakfast. And then PK Adventure Travels. They're going to bring us more camping and more travel and cruise ships and everything else too. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So PK Adventure Travels is up on the screen right now. This is Ryan and Melinda. And these creators, I was taken away with their channel when they first came into the Tuber Chat family, and they must have been with us for at least a year and a half now, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go back and figure that out. But they put out a lot of content. So they do a really thorough job. They have a wonderful chemistry between the two of them. It comes across on camera. They do a perfect job with their back and forth. They share what I believe is the camera work and the videos. Ryan does a ton of live streaming, but they both live stream at least once a week. They bring us ship tours, room tours. They talk about cruising and other travel. They even bring us travel news, interesting stories. Ryan's got a whole series on the channel talking about interesting tips and tricks, things that have happened to people that we can look forward to or avoid. And then they've got camper as well. They've got an RV camper. They give us a tour. They take that camping. They bring us along with them. I see they got a couple more videos here. I'm just going to take the latest one. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list again. They've got shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten now into 12,000 views, 29,000 on one of them, and then live streams on the channel as well. So see, they set up their live streams long in advance. I really like this, and I know not everybody can. I have been known to set videos and streams months in advance, and then I just move them if I have to. But what it does is it lets people see them possibly again and again, so that they can set the notification and be prepared, almost like building hype, let's just say. But you know, this is something I've done on every channel I've run or touched over the years. I'm a big fan of it. Posting it as far in advance as you can stand is basically the way that I recommend this. But they do this all the time. They're live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And it's usually Ryan and Mel together giving us some cruise or travel updates, talking camping. And Ryan gets involved in tons of live streams. So he's on panels all the time. We were on one together a few months ago, and he set up another channel as well. And he's live with both of these all the time. This creator's posting more content, but a lot of cooking videos on this channel. Ryan is cooking up a storm all the time. I'm just going to grab one of these videos. Not authentic. Keto Philly cheesesteak melts. So that'll be interesting to see. I'll put that in my catch-up list for now. Oh, homemade chicken parm. Yeah, lots of chicken parmesan recipes coming out right now, I think. And then shorts on this channel as well. So Ryan's more cooking videos are doing well over here. 2,700, 3,700. And then live streams on the channel as well. So like I say, he's doing a lot of live streaming. Now, he gets involved in a lot of panels with the Go Live Together crew. That's Eddie Lugo Studios and Cruising on the High Seas. Pardon me, Cruising is Fun Anytime. Sometimes they're on with Cruising on the High Seas and Travel, and many other creators. So hopefully everybody will check these out, and then sometimes Ryan's chasing some watch hours over there as well. And then I'm curious to know, if Ryan is still in the chat, how soon you are looking towards monetization on this channel. Or a better question is, how are you doing for watch hours? Because when you get to, let's say, 2,000, that's time for me to run the channel for you. What I'll do is I'll run the 99. Oh, did I do it already? I can't remember if I did it already. Let me look if I did PK Adventures Travels or not yet. I was thinking, oh, I did. I made a playlist for you. Look at this. Yeah, did I run it already? Not yet. So you see I've got a playlist here. It's got the 99 longest videos. I'm probably going to regenerate that. I'm working on an AI thing that does this. And then what it does is it gets the 99 longest live streams or videos on a channel to run all at once, or to run in a playlist. Cruising on the High Season Travel went on for 9 days when I ran his. Oh, Ryan's channel's gonna have it anytime. Okay, so I'll get on that. I did that for PK Adventure Travels, but I'll get the let me just write it down. I'm just making a note for myself because I'll regenerate that AI thing and I'll run it for you, and you'll have your watch hours in no time. And then let's think about spinning the wheel, I think, right? And see who's coming up next. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. You're doing your nails again, Crafty Witch 232. People were just complimenting your nails the last time I was in the stream. She had these like cosmic looking space. If I understood right, it looked like cosmic looking outer space thumbnails. Yeah, so Hannah Rebecca, forgive me, it's actually not something that can be done easily with ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. Not the way that I've done it. I'm working with something called Claude Code, and that works on your computer. And not, like, plus, not that you have to be a computer programmer. You certainly don't, but I am also. So I understand how it's working. And then what it does is you've got to hook up YouTube in a very different way with an API, if you happen to know what an API is. And forgive me, it's just I know not everybody in the chat is going to know what that kind of thing is. We don't need to know. If you're a computer programmer, then you might want to know, but not everybody needs to know. But basically what it can do then is YouTube gives everybody permission to go into the YouTube system and drag out the data without even being in the YouTube studio. There's a limit. So there's a quota. You can only do, like, those playlists, they cost 5,000 tokens, basically, when it comes to the YouTube API limits. And the only reason I'm describing this is just to say they have a free limit of 10,000 a day. So I can only do one a day because it costs over 5,000. And it's free, but that's the limit on it. But basically what happens is I can give it, Claude can help write a program, and then you can direct it to say, this is what I want it to do. And after a couple of iterations, it will come up with what you're talking about. So I'll show you the end result, and I'm still working on this. But let me show you what I did again, just for a second. We'll talk about Scratch and PPA. So see, I've got these videos, Cruising on the High Season Travel, Cove Action, The Feral Grandma, PK Adventures Travels, right? Michael W. Harper over there, Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official. So see how this playlist comes up. It's got 99 videos, no views, I haven't run it. And it says the longest 99, or pardon me, the top 99 longest videos by PK Adventure Travels. Total watch time 5 days, 12 minutes by Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. I was hoping what I was going to be able to do is say, now you can go to the channel and you can get this playlist and you could copy it. But I don't think that you can. Not the way that I was hoping. So I'm still working on it, but this is interesting. But it's Claude Code is what I'm using for that. And then they already have one for 2026 that's like 193 hours long. There you go. So that's perfect. Or like one of the fish tank ones. Some are 30 hours long. There you go. Yeah. Well, 12 anyway. 12 anyway, pardon me. Scratch and PPA up on the screen right now. He's got his next premiere ready to go because that's happening tomorrow. Literally in tomorrow at 12:15 Eastern. And Michael's Adventures, yes. Michael's Adventures has over 4,000 videos on his channel. So we start to look at what he's done, and my dear goodness. Scratch and PPA is working on 2,700 subscribers. There's another fellow Canadian. He's only a couple hours away from me as well, so we share weather all the time. And Scratch and PPA is one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey. I'm sure anybody that has connected with him already will have no choice but to say he's one of their most supportive supporters as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with him. We'd love to push him towards that 2,700. You notice the lottery tickets on his channel. What he does is pits 2 tickets against each other and offers us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow Scratch and PPA on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets a series apart, makes it unique, a lot of fun to be a part of. And you'll notice that this creator, if you can catch one of these premieres, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats you found in the Superchat family. Faster than what we've got here. He rivals those of Butler Family Farm, Jesse Journals Unboxings, the Stock Explorer, and a few select others. Very fast paced, very high energy, but a lot of fun to be a part of. When we look at Scratch and PPA's channel, he's got presentation at the forefront of his mind. He mentions he's got a pink theme going on this month for Mother's Day and Women's Health Month awareness, which is wonderful to have done. Scratch and PPA has got his bright, beautiful avatar that matches the content in the thumbnails. We might have expected that, but he also gives us a hint. You can see here about the giveaways that happen in his video series. His banner's updated every single week, and his video editing has been complemented ever since his very first video over 5.5 years ago. This creator as well has got shorts on his channel, and a couple of years ago he took a trip to Italy, almost 3 years now, and he brought us some vlogging style shorts on his channel, along with some Italian lottery tickets as well. So we got to see the places he visited, some of the tickets he picked up while he was there. And then this year he returned to Italy and brought us some Italian lottery tickets again, but in a series of short videos. And then this creator brought us his very first live stream a few years ago as well. I was lucky enough to have been in the chat at the time. Many people will be hoping for more, but more so we're happy to see the expansion in content on Scratch and PPA's channel. So hopefully everybody will set that reminder. Be ready for tomorrow at 12:15 Eastern. I might be able to catch that. I'm going to try to get in there in between my gigs tomorrow, because I do service calls and things like that. And then hopefully I'll see everybody there. You will meet a lot of friends while you're over there, but it is wild and fast paced. I talk about this chat being overwhelming lately, but his is just wild. It's the only way to describe it. The Stock Explorer is coming up. I'm going to have to take a break again. So let's go for 3.5 minutes. We'll just make it quick and come back. Now, Michael's Adventures is going to drop a premiere in just over 5 minutes. We're going to go overtime, but it's okay. His premiere's like half an hour long. I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but I'll get through a few more channels. But let's just go for a second. We can grab a drink. I got to save my voice, and then we'll come right back. All right, we've still got a few channels to get through. So we're looking at the Stock Explorer right now. And then, oh, thank you, Jody Genealogy. I've actually, I must have removed too many names off of the wheel. I'm going to be quick. I'm still going to put it up, but I'm just going to be very quick about what I talk about. So forgive me for the channels that I did not get to today. We will go for a few more minutes here. Michael's Adventures premiere starting right now, but I'll see everybody over there. We can keep connecting over there. All of our moderators do things exactly the same way we do here. So you'll meet more friends while you're there, and a few more people as well. And then, so the Stock Explorer up on the screen right now, this is Nora, and this creator's another beloved and dedicated moderator here. They do a few different things. They started with talking about the stock market and a little bit of crypto. They're very forthcoming about their own portfolio and stock plays. Pardon me. As a matter of fact, when you look at the the post page, I can give you members only preview of some of the content they put out. They give us some alpha, usually about some of the option plays, but things they're considering. And then you see they share for other people. Our 6-year anniversary last week, and a few other videos have been shared out, which is great to know. Nora does that kind of thing all the time. This creator also has added lottery ticket scratching to their channel, and a lot of fitness and other things lately. Scratching with Strangers is a whole series that they've got, meeting people for the first time, scratching lottery tickets with them. Shorts have always brought variety on this channel. 3,300, 4,900, 18,000. That one still gets views. And then live streams on the channel as well. So Nora's often doing some fitness, sometimes having friendly conversation. I've actually joined them on their channel for a 2-hour conversation once, and then sometimes they've got entire StreamYard panels, and they collaborate with people all the time. Nora's got another channel though, Tropical Buzz. Here they do some lottery ticket scratch battling with people, but on Tropical Buzz they educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which they're going to grow themselves, but they happen to be in Florida as well. They're working on 400 subscribers now, so I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone, and they got some shorts on this channel to get it going as well. So we'll spin the wheel and we'll get another channel ready. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And then Jody Genealogy is the same creator behind Marketplace Boutique. This creator brought us a very special video yesterday, the history of Mother's Day. Jody puts a lot of work into the research, I believe, that goes behind the stories that she tells and information she shares in these videos. She's bringing a few different things here: history, true crime, some travel as well. But I've got the latest video. I've put this in my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to watch the latest video. You'll notice throughout her content, she brings a lot of different things on screen, whether they're articles or images or other video clips and things like that. So she puts a lot of work into the content over here. She's got shorts as well, and she's always done well with these, bringing pure variety into 14,000, 16,000, 32,000 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. She could be shopping, she could be outdoors, she could be indoors, she could be by the fire, she could be on the water, she could be on the road, and she's working on 2,200 subscribers over there. When we look at Marketplace Boutique, this creator's actually been at this for years, so this is the same creator behind this channel, and working on 3,200 subscribers here. Monetize, lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. She's going to help us with the ins and outs of buying and selling online, especially platforms like eBay. She'll even take us shopping, show us how to find some things we can sell, or collections of things that we can split up and sell individually. When we look at what else she's doing on the channel, she might take us shopping, she might bring some random travel content, or she might give us some help with our YouTube journey, talking about Canva tutorials that can give us help with graphic design, especially when we're thinking about badges and emojis and things like that. Shorts on this channel, more variety, but she's done even better over here. 28,000, 35,000, 56,000. And then when we look at live streams on the channel, again, she could be shopping, she could be on the road, she could be on the water, she could be collaborating with another creator, it could be giving us a fireside chat. So hopefully everybody will connect with Marketplace Boutique and Butler Family Farm. I figured you would. That's why I kept your name on the wheel the whole time. Jerry just came in from their live stream that just probably ended a few minutes ago, but I always appreciate that. I don't expect it. You don't have to do that. But, you know, Jerry's been a dear friend, Jerry and Susan both, for many years now. And they're still on the wheel right now. So Palazzo Place is up right this second. We still got a couple channels to look at, but Michael's Adventures premiere has started. So I'm going to drop the link for that one more time. And we'll be all of us will be over there in a few minutes, but many people have already jumped over. And then Palazzo Place is up here right now, again from Florida. This creator brings us a couple of furry friends on the channel that we can follow around, and then Jen's in there occasionally. Lots of wild weather she's going to share with us in some of the videos that are already out, and then she's got some shorts on the channel as well. These have started to move into 2,300, 2,700, 4,200 views, which is great to see. And then Palazzo Place is responsible for all kinds of thumbs up on this channel because of her friendly and energetic reminders, so I certainly do appreciate that. And then Canadian Family Life from New Brunswick is coming up right now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then when we look at Canadian Family Life, we see Tiffany with a family channel. And this is the video I was talking about earlier where Chris took over and was talking about a NAS system. This is where we talk about the hard drive. You can use this for a lot of different things. In his case, they're doing a lot of streaming. You can have like basically your own streaming service. It's almost like your own independent Netflix that's always available. It doesn't even matter the internet because it runs on your internal network, let's just say, but you can back up your videos there and people use it for that. They're doing a lot of product reviews over here, sponsored videos also. Canadian Family Life is known for food bank grocery hauls, cooking, baking, challenges with family members. The whole family gets involved. They've got an impeccable container garden. They show us how to look after that, and they might bring us some travel occasionally as well. Tiffany's always thinking about different ideas. There's plenty of Happy Meal on the channel, crafty ideas between family members, and then some vlogging as well. They've got shorts over here. These have gotten into 3,100, 5,600, 13,000 on one of these, and these feature all 4 seasons, of course, being in New Brunswick, that Canadian weather, and then they've got live streams. So Tiffany's probably due for another live stream right now because she is usually live streaming every month or two. So hopefully everybody will connect with Canadian Family Life. Her husband has a channel as well, Chris's Creation Fun. He's focused on her channel right now, the family channel. So we'll keep looking at that, and then we'll see what Chris's Creation Fun's going to do in the future. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So Tiffany says they're going to go live on Sunday. And then if you happen to know what time, we'd love to know. And what we're looking at right now is everybody's BFF. This is Jerry and Susan Butler Family Farm. It's just coincidence that the wheel that actually picked you last today. 155,000 subscribers. Jerry let us know about a year and a half ago. He's been using the YouTube promotion system to grow the channel rapidly. It's another legitimate way to grow your channel fast. Not something I'm going to use or recommend, but something that's an alternative way. So we have to think about what we want out of YouTube, but this is a way to grow really, really fast. As you can see, at under 10,000 when he started that. When we look at what they're doing on Butler Family Farm, it's traditional homesteading content, but on 116 acres of farmland. They take us around the property. They show us what it takes to look after all of their livestock, all of that property. I was pretty stressed out watching that bee video the other day. It must have been this one here from a few weeks ago. My dear goodness. I'm just terrified. I've been stung my share of times. I don't know how you do it, but it was interesting to watch how the bees move. I never knew. I learned something very different on this video on this channel, but they teach us a lot. They've got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, bees, koi, rabbits, and more. And then Butler Family Farm, like I said, they take us around the farm. They show us the things that go right, the things that go wrong. They make tools when they need them, repairs when they have to. They enlist the help of other farmers. They help others. And they introduce us to lots of other YouTube channel influencers as well. They've got lots of friends. They meet up with people all the time. They bring us into their home. They do prepping, canning, cooking, baking. They collaborate with other channels. Jerry brings us into the shop. He does remarkable woodwork. And then they've got shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten into 12,000 views on a few of them, 55,000 on another. I'm not sure which ones they promoted there, but then they've got live streams. So they were just on literally tonight. They're always on Monday at 6:45 Eastern. Once every 3 weeks we crash into them, but I'll be looking forward to their streams over the next couple of weeks. And then they'll take us traveling when they can. They'll do cook-offs like they're expecting with Devil Dog and Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official a couple weeks from now, when they make sugar-free cinnamon rolls in 3 different ways. And then they'll bring us live streams from large meetups anywhere up to 70 channels worth of creators and supporters. So hopefully everybody will connect with Butler Family Farm. Jerry and Susan, everybody's BFF. They've been with us for years. I insist it's got to be at least 4 years. It could be longer than that by now. We're starting to lose track. We've all been here long enough, but it's great to see so many channels doing so well, and they've been dear friends to us and dear friends to many people. So hopefully everybody will connect with Butler Family Farm. We'll make a quick exit today. We'll go over to Michael's Adventures. He's one of our moderators. I hope you'll connect with all of the moderators that you see on this channel. There's really not that many. Only about 10 that come around regularly, another 10 that have been with us from the beginning that come through occasionally. But all of them care deeply about their fellow creators, and you'll meet more friends and family members for yourself on their channels. Forgive me again for the channels we didn't get to today. A lot of talking, but this replay almost might be worth watching, at least in pockets, because we talked about a few different things today. There's a lot going on YouTube and a lot of tips and tricks. So let's make a quick exit. I'll see everybody with Michael's Adventures.